Two wild Yinzers kicking through the door, loud like a jag-off at a pins game fight. Brace yourself, this ride ain't polite. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud, heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud, heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. From the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud, heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Rivers collide where the laughs always flow. Black and gold thunder everywhere they go. The madcap kings breaking every mold. With two Dum Yinzers, the stories don't get old. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud, heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice.
Welcome to the show. That's right. Welcome to the WK9, the dog shit. This is the official Cleveland Browns podcast. I'm DJ Fido here with DJ Benji. This morning, we are going to talk a little bit about our Browns. We are feeling good about our team this year. DJ Benji, how are you feeling about the Cleveland Browns this year in their football season?
Oh, man, we go into the Super Bowl. We are the greatest team of all time. We got the greatest defensive players of all time. We're going to the Super Bowl, man. Go to the Super Bowl.
A lot of people in Cleveland, they always call for a Super Bowl, but the fact of the matter is, we can never get anything done here in Cleveland. So, this is how I feel. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to hold anything back. This is how I feel about this up and coming season in the NFL for our Cleveland Browns. We are now returning back to our regular scheduled program. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the show. This is the Two Dum Yinzers. Welcome back. Episode 969. Glad to be here today. There's no place I'd rather be than right here with all the Yinzers. Baby, welcome back, Steeler Nation. It's time to get down to it. What up, everybody? What up to Somber in the house? Yo. Also want to say what's up to my man Steeler Chic, all the way from the Middle East, baby. We love you over here all the way from the Middle East. I want to know, Chic, do you wear any kind of Steeler colors? I just know that, the dressing, the culture is a little different in the Middle East. Do you, is there any Steeler colors in anything that you wear in the Middle East, Steeler Chic? Very curious about this. Hope to get some answers from you. I also do want to say good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are, to Steelmatic Honda. What's up, brother? Always great seeing you as well. And Christine, always great seeing you as well. Here we go, baby. It's time. Day 3 of the OTAs. Mike, I made a big mistake. I was saying Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. However, today is day 3 of the OTAs. They did not have anything on Tuesday. I apologize about that. Michael, how are you today?
I'm doing good. I was worried we turned into a Cleveland Browns podcast without anyone telling me. I was shook. I was worried. I had no idea what was going on. I was afraid I would have to go jump off a bridge somewhere if we had to talk about the Cleveland Browns for about 2 hours today.
I was a little nauseous myself. It had a force to be able to say that I was a Browns fan, but here you go, everybody. Welcome to the show. Sheik said I already made a Steelers man cave. That is awesome, Sheik. I love it. That's freaking awesome, dude. Welcome, my man. Love having you here. Somber says this former Steelers defensive lineman Isaiah Loudermilk, who missed most of 2025 season with an injury, is signing with the Minnesota Vikings for Jeremy Fowler. Somber, we always appreciate you, man. You always have great information and great input for the show. That's crazy stuff, Mike. Isaiah Loudermilk off to the Vikings.
Good. I no longer have to see his stupid face.
What up? All the way from Sacramento, California. I see Tortilla Jackson on the board. Tortilla says Cleveland Browns. What is this? The 2 Dum Yinzers? Almost, baby. I was a little thrown myself, to be honest with you. Just learning. What's up, dude? All the way. Just learning. In the house, I do want to say what's up to you. He says Magic Olivia Newton-John roller skating times. That's right, baby. It's all here today. You got it on the 2 Dum Yinzers. Mike, today's an exciting day. We got a lot of Steelers to talk about. We got a major announcement by Aaron Rodgers. And we're going to have a little off-season hijinks today. I think that you guys are going to have a good time, so do stick around. A lot to go on today in the show. Today is the episode 969th episode, Mike. Just 31 quick episodes away from the big 1,000. We're rushing our way through the defense to get to that 1,000 episodes, that 5-year mark for the show. Big stuff coming up here about a month and a half, beginning of July. So we hope you stick around for that all off season. And all beyond that, we go right into camp, and then we go right into preseason, and then right into the season, baby. It's right around the corner. We are all here for it. Just learning. I do apologize, my friend. I think I knew that all the way from New Mexico, my friend. Welcome to you, my friend. Also, dude in the house. He says, afternoon, fellas. Afternoon to you as well, dude. Love seeing you, my man. Squeege, good afternoon to you. We got the all-star panels popping up early today, Mike. All kind of my favorite names on the board. And then, of course, the original OG, Yinzer Joe says, what's up, Yinzers? What's up, Joe? Always great seeing you on the terrible board, my friend.
This is great. Everyone that we love is here, and Cody's nowhere to be found. This is just great. No Cody anywhere. I feel happy.
Baby. Cody will be here.
All is right in the world. There's no Cody.
Cody has to show up fashionably late. This is what he does, but that's all right, baby. It's all right. Today is Thursday, and I'm feeling good. Despite having this, I think I'm getting bronchitis. I'm going to be honest. I sound healthy now. However, the other 21 hours, I'm coughing. I'm making all these sounds with my throat. So I am going to be continuing to eat these cough drops throughout the show, and I do apologize if you hear them clanging around off my teeth or anything of this nature, but I would rather that than have to cough every 5 seconds. So the plan, I'm not even going to go into the plan just yet, but let's move forward right here. I'm going to go to Squeege. He said, always a good day when you guys stream. We appreciate you, Squeege, and always a good day when we see you here as well, my friend. A lot of Steelers stuff to get into today, Mike. It might have seemed mostly uneventful. However, there was some scoop that happened between last time we saw everybody and right now. But I do want to start, Mike, with our battling Buccos scoring a touchdown last night. The Pittsburgh Pirates beat the St. Louis Cardinals 7-0 to even up the series with the Cards. Game 3 today, the rubber match against the Cardinals. That is at 1:15 here in just about 22 minutes. That game is going to be starting. So let's go, Bucks. Raise the Jolly Roger. Hoist the cone, if you will, Mike. That is their battle cry this year. Every time the Pirates have some success, they always seem to have some kind of thing that they do with the Zoltan back in the 2013 season. Now with the hoist the cone, and they have all these, of course, the Pennsylvania State Flower, the construction cones that they raise right. Whenever they do something good. So
yes, I haven't heard it referred to that in a long time. I'm glad you're bringing it back.
Absolutely, man. So we're going to root for them, guys. The Pirates, one game above 500. They got it. Listen, they have dominant starting pitching, and they have improved hitting. However, that bullpen, Mike, it's going to be the death of me. It was 4-0 in the 8th inning. I thought, how are we going to blow this tonight? But they managed to score some runs and win again by a touchdown, 7-0 over the Cardinals in St. Louis. So let's get this victory today, get up to 26-24, and get ready to head off to Toronto. Mike, they have a 3-day set against the Blue Jays starting tomorrow. So let's go Bucks. Let's get this win. It'll be on in about 20 minutes. Our Buccos, our beloved Buccos. I do want to talk briefly, Mike, before we do get started, about the important things. The Cleveland Browns apparently having a bunch of trouble at OTAs. The Browns are having issues. They actually continue to, over and over, throw interceptions no matter who the quarterback is in the 7-on-7 drills. 7-on-7 drills. Let me say that one more time. In 7-on-7 drills, you don't have as many people rushing you. You don't have as many people playing defense. But the Cleveland Brown quarterbacks, it doesn't seem to matter who it is, might continue to keep throwing interceptions at the Cleveland OTAs. Yeah. You got to love this. You got to love it. And on top of what we've been talking about the Ravens, how they've been kind of having a tough time in OTAs. Now it's good to hear the Browns. And also, I'm going to give you a little bit of Cincinnati Bengals scoop here in just a moment. But, Mike, your thoughts on the Browns and everybody else in the division having terrible OTAs compared to what the Steelers are having. I think we feel pretty damn good about our team right now.
Yeah, like we're going along swimmingly. Everything's going nice and smooth. Like their coach said, like interception on 7-on-7, there's no pass rush. And they're showing videos out there of Shedeur Sanders scrambling in the pocket when there's no pass rush.
Yes, it's great.
Throwing the ball like way late to Jerry Jeudy and stuff like that. It is comical. Today, before we came on the air, I was on Twitter and I see Todd Monk, or who's the coach up in Cleveland?
I don't know.
Whoever it is.
Garbage man.
Yeah, right. They asked the coach, like, have you had any face-to-face interactions with Garrett? And he goes, Miles? Like, yeah, no. That is like, hey, Mike McCarthy, have you spoken with Aaron Rodgers or TJ Watt? Who? Oh no, not those guys. Not the most important guy to my franchise. The most important, like the best player on my team. I haven't spoken to him. That is great. Then you go to Baltimore. Lamar's no showing, but apparently it's excused absences. Already had stuff pre-planned. I love how we know what OTAs are, but I'm going to schedule my off-season commitments there.
I think the OTAs were pre-planned when you signed your initial contract, and you already have plans for the next 15 years of your life.
Yeah, like, and to me, that is just funny. Like you said the other day, like Derrick Henry getting into a collision. Like, yeah, I think he was fine, but like, why are you having stuff at OTAs where your players are running into each other like that, to where you can potentially get hurt? This is just brilliant stuff going on around the AFC North right now. It's only going to get better. We're like, my God, our worst thing was like, we know Aaron's going to sign 99.9%. Just when is he? These guys are just bumbling around the AFC North. It's great. We're supposed to be the worst team.
You know what? Some people I'm working into today are picking us to be in last place again. I'm going to get to that shortly here, Mike. But the Cleveland Browns having a terrible time, as are the Baltimore Ravens at OTAs. You love to hear it. As we are the team always picked to finish last in the division. I still can't figure all this out. But, Mike, the Cincinnati Bengals, I'm also reading, it might be the last run for Joe Burrow there. It seems that he may want to play somewhere that has a chance to win football games, Mike, albeit I know a team that could use an elite quarterback, but you know what? That's a whole other conversation for a whole other day. But Cincinnati Bengals, Mike, they are feeling the pressure there. Is basically they're paying all their money to three guys, and they're struggling the rest of the way. Yes, they did bring Dexter Lawrence in, a few other players, but at the end of the day, Mike, that Cincinnati team, do you see this team making a Super Bowl run anytime soon? They are kind of getting to the edge of their patience, I guess you could say. Somebody's getting to the edge of it, Mike, because a lot of people talking about Joe Burrow. This may be his last year in Cincinnati, so we'll take it.
That would be wild. I hope so, because they just, made the big deal of it. He got his money. He made sure, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase got their money. Like Burrow and then Higgins, Burrows and Chase, are signed through 2020 or 2030. Higgins through 2029. This would be comical if he wants to try and get his way out of Cincinnati. because they have no money to spend on an offensive line. Maybe, you have two receivers making $26 million. You're making about $50 million a year. It's going to be hard to build a nice balanced team down there. But my God, this is just typical Cincinnati, man. One step forward, 4 steps back.
And Mike, a lot of people say, what a division. You got the Browns, you got the Bengals 2 times each every year. But you know what? Let's talk about the Patriots for a moment. This team that had the greatest dynasty in this 20-year run. Mike, this team had the Jets, the Dolphins, and the Bills, who you got to remember who weren't good till about 3 or 4 years ago when Josh Allen got to town. They were terrible, as a matter of fact. So if you're going to go on and talk about the AFC North and its issues, you might want to go back and start with New England, Mike, because every team in that division was pure dog shit for 20 years, and that allowed the Patriots to walk basically through that division and do the things that they were able to do.
Like they didn't have a Baltimore team to fight every year. Or they didn't have a Pittsburgh team if you're the Ravens. We had to beat the shit out of each other. And then Cincinnati, they had pockets of competency in that 20-year
Absolutely.
window. Even the Browns had a little window where they were showing what they knew how to do for a year and a half. And then they shit the bed. But, that AFC East was the drizzling shits for the longest time. And those teams would always make trades with the Patriots.
Yeah.
That always made the Patriots better. I never understood what was going on.
Darrelle Revis, let's send him to New England.
Right. You're looking to get rid of an aging defensive lineman. Okay, we'll send you 3 third-round picks in a second. For sure, why not? Doing stupid shit like that, it was comical. But Cincinnati, man, they thought they were the shit multiple times in that organization. Remember TJ Houshmandzadeh saying, or was it Chad Johnson going, they're black and white, we're color TVs? How long did that last? Not even half a season.
See, that's the thing about these teams in our division, like the little brother teams I often refer to them as. They always try to find ways to make themselves relevant, and it's usually by trying to insult the Steelers, which always backfires on them, and it's great. So welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show. A lot of things to get into today. A lot of Steelers scoop. Also, Mike, we are going to do a halftime show today. That's right. You heard it right. A halftime show right here today. We're going to try something a little different. If it works, we'll continue it, in some capacity. If it doesn't work out, you guys don't like it, we will never do it again. I'll throw it in the trash today, never to touch it again. But guys, just last week, a great Clarence Carter did pass away. Mike, I always like this musician, this singer, if you will. We're here today at around the halfway point, going to do our first song reaction on the show, kind of break up the monotony a little bit with a little off-season hijinks today, guys. So do stick around. Clarence Carter, the reaction today at halftime on the show. Let's get on the board before we get into any Steelers scoop. I gotta say what's up to everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Welcome to the show. Great to see you. Episode 969.
Oh, nice.
Let's go right here. I'm going to start with the Squeege man. The Squeege says this. That's what I like about it. It's not the U2 show. It's all. You're damn right it is, baby. That's what it's all about. That is all what it's all about. I don't think that I'm an interesting enough person to make it about me. So I need every single one of you. I truly, honestly do. Let's scoot along here. Mike, obviously, that was just a stab at myself. I wasn't cutting you or putting anything about Mike at all. That was just a stab at myself.
I know I'm awesome.
So does Tortilla, Mike, because Tortilla is saying this. The Penn State show. The Penn State show is what is going on today.
Yeah, as it should be.
My man, all the way. Okay, we did get that. Just Learning says trouble for Lindsey Buckingham. 80s is the vibe. Let's go here to Somber. Interceptions, plural. It's like mad up there in Cleveland OTAs. The interceptions are out of control. It doesn't matter, Mike, who is playing quarterback. It's a big disaster. You love to hear it. You love to see it. Always in Cleveland. Vegas, my man, he says this. Has any other team gone an entire season and not picked off a pass like the Jets last year? I believe no, but I do believe somebody did reply to this, so I'm not going to touch it just this moment. Let's go to Vegas, where Vegas follows it up by saying, watch their 7th round quarterback take over. Wouldn't that be great?
That would be comical.
I mean, last year, remember they started Corey Dillon. Not Corey Dillon, but Dylan. What's Dylan? Gabriel. Dylan Gabriel, because like that was the big thing. We got to start Dylan Gabriel. He's our starting quarterback. We're sticking to it. Dylan Gabriel's the guy, and that did not last long. And then it was Shedeur Sanders, and then every disaster that came after that for the Browns. So again, looking forward to the Browns this year, as always, in its own way. Let's go here to Tortilla. Tortilla says prior to the Jets not having a single interception, the record was held by the 49ers. Two for the least amount of picks in a year. Had to look that up. Also, Vegas, you think about it. There's some in every football season, there's just by chance a ball that hits off somebody's helmet and flies up into the air. A ball that pops out of somebody's hand and it flies up into the air. A guy might get hit and it hit off his shoulder pad, something, and the ball lands in your hand. I mean, a lot of times you can't even help this, Mike. It's no skill applied by the defender. The ball just sometimes lands in your hand, and you have 22 guys running around at full speed. The ball sometimes it just lands in your hand. Mike, this team managed to not even get this. The only team ever.
Yeah, I know. Usually every year it seems like a team has a fat guy. Every team has a fat guy interception. A big D lineman that catches it and stumbles down for a little bit. They couldn't even get the fat guy interception. That's how you know the bounces are not going your way.
Yeah, it's the Jets, baby. That's why I knew last year when we beat them in that first game or whenever the hell that was 2 years ago. Don't get happy about a win against the Jets early. Just not a good thing to do. But let's move on. Mark Malone says the Browns are cursed, baby. They are. We'll call it the curse of Jim Brown, right? They haven't done anything since he's not been there, if I'm not mistaken. They won all these semi-pro championships when he was there. And again, anybody that would argue that, you got to say, Mike, if that's the case, you have to put the Birmingham Stallions championships up there if the Birmingham Stallions ever become an NFL team. Yeah. And that's just not right. They come in, Birmingham Stallions join the NFL, and guess what? They have 3 championships, the same amount as this team or that team. That's how stupid the Cleveland Browns argument is. Yeah,
because it was not the true NFL, the post merger NFL. That's when the records count. You know, that's when both of the two major football leagues joined. And that's when the record started. Everything went back to zero. And from that point on, those are the records. You can't just bring stuff in that happened before the merger.
And if you're only competing against 8 other teams, which that particular league did not have many teams at the time. Again, to combine it with Super Bowl championships, I believe is 100% ridiculous. I do want to say this though, Mike. I seen a chart last night. The Steelers are the only AFC team in the 10 oldest franchises in the NFL. Like your Bears and your Giants and your Redskins and your Packers. Mike, the Steelers are the only AFC team, the modern AFC team, out of the first 10 teams for the oldest franchises in the league. Thought that was interesting. I didn't know who I thought. Well, maybe the Chiefs, perhaps. Just interesting.
That's who I would have thought it was the Chiefs.
And the Steelers, they came in at like 8, so there's about 7 teams that were older than they are. Again, the Giants, the Cardinals, they were always around. But very interesting, guys. Welcome to the show. Let's grab a couple more messages before we do get into it. Again, a lot going on today in this Thursday installment of the show. Let's go right here to Tyrone, my man. What's up, brother? He says JPJ is the GOAT. I'm feeling it. I'm really feeling that today. JPJ, Tyrone, my man, always in the house. Aaron Jade, here we go. Steelers with the Rockets. Aaron Jade knows how to get this thing going, Mike. He really does. I see it right there with the Rockets.
Hell yeah, brother.
Mark Malone, the man, the myth, the legend, the mustache, if you will. Everett Dean starting duo outside so far. Get Tyrone all worked up right out the gate. Let's scoot down here to Vegas. Okay, Paula Thunder. Let's go. What is that? What is that referring to, Mike? I'm not sure.
I don't know, but the Paula Thunder. I don't know.
Is that something? Is that anything?
I have no idea.
Paula Thunder. Let's do scoot along, though. Yinzer Joe says Bengals just can't do anything with the number 1 draft pick quarterback. Even Carson Palmer was their number 1 and a Heisman winner, and he left. LOL. I agree 100%. Who was the next? Who was the next one? Who was after Carson? There was. Didn't they have
Andy
a guy?
Dalton?
No. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. I don't know. But you're right, Joe. Joe, I couldn't agree with you more. What a beautiful disaster. Tortilla JPJ is sitting in Rooney's chair right now. I love it. Squeege said the Steelers disrespect is because of jealousy. 100%. And you know what? You're 100% right. I couldn't agree more. If we weren't the shit as some may say, nobody would even take any time to make any of these points or say these things about the Steelers, or always badmouth them, as the national media seems to always do. Let's go here to Somber. Somber says this: hopefully no nip slips during the halftime show, no Derpy special appearances. You know what? That could have really made it today, but Derpy is one of the most unreliable people I've ever known in my life. Oh, did I say that out loud?
Never.
Yeah. There you go. Hopefully no wardrobe malfunctions today.
Never know.
Never know. Mark Malone says, does Mike really not remember the Strokin song? He does not. He's never seen the video or never heard the song. I don't know if there's a video, because we do have the video we are going to do is a reaction. It doesn't have a video itself. I looked, but Mike himself has never heard the Strokin song. He possibly could have, but he doesn't remember. So I think that's what's going to make this really fun. And I was going through some other songs, Mike, that we may be able to do in the future, and some stuff does have videos and others don't. So I mean, we're gonna have to figure out what works and what doesn't, because I would think that the visual would be a part of it as well, but this particular song does not have the video. So we'll see how it all plays out. I'm gonna go right here to my man Ty. He says, Mark, you were a funny guy. Mark Malone is always the funny guy, always a jokester in the group. Let's go here to Mark Malone. So I've been told. He is the legend of being the funny guy. He says, I'm the funniest guy I know. Vegas says, I need to look up how many passes they defended now. Let's go to Yinzer Joe right here. He says, Ernest Biner, I remember it like it was yesterday, my brother. Yes. The Broncos, the Browns. That was the straw that broke the camel's back, Mike. That game, that fumble. I don't think they've literally done anything since.
I don't think so either.
I don't know how their timeline breaks down for that time, but it's close enough where you could say that. Let's go to Squeege right here. He says the Jets are the one team that could actually disappear from the NFL, and I probably wouldn't even notice.
I don't think anyone would notice.
I would love to own them, because they don't do anything right. The thing is, I'm not saying I'm anything, but I'm just saying if anybody that has any sense about football, they should be able to turn that team around somewhat. Mike, this team is on the long. I think one of the longest streaks. I know the Dolphins haven't been in the playoffs for about 20-some years, but I know the Jets, they haven't been in since back, I think the last time we beat them.
Yeah, that was the last time that I can think of.
Before Super Bowl 43. So again, the Jets, sometimes it's just hard to figure out why teams are so bad.
Dude, I would love to be their owners. Like you said, there's no matter how bad we would be as owners, we would not be worse than Woody Johnson is.
Yeah, no.
And how piss poorly ran that organization is. I think we would have better success, honestly. We would actually build the team properly.
Again, it's comical, because you just have to ask yourself how and why. Yeah. And you know, we have our Pirates here, and we could relate. But again, at the end of the day, I just think almost anybody could do a better job than what the people that are there right now are doing. But again, they sold their soul. 1969. Joe Namath, he predicted the championship win, and that was it. Let's go to Vegas. He says 67 passes defended by the Jets in 25-26, and again, none of those passes landed in the fingertips of the guys wearing green and white. Aaron Jade, he says this simple answer. He says, how many teams were in the league and how many games were played back then? Not close to the same call. And again, this is I don't even believe this is an argument or a debate. I just think this is Cleveland because they suck, trying to find some kind of relevance. As a matter of fact, I got to make a point right now, Mike, and everybody on the terrible board. Welcome to the show. If you're just tuning in, a lot to get into today. Big show, Mike. This is off season, past the midpoint, getting closer and closer every day to our Steelers getting back on the field. Guys, this is something interesting. I found, like, primetime games this year. This gives you an indication of your relevancy. There's a formula, how, who you are, what you're expected to do, how good your team's expected to be, of course. You know how it plays out with primetime games and how they figure these things out. Let me give you the list and show you how relevant the Browns are. Mike, the team with the most primetime games this year was seven. That's right, 17 out of 7. 7 out of 17 games are prime time for this team. The Rams, Matthew Stafford and the Rams, Mike, leading the way. Nobody else has many primetime games as they. The Rams, 7 primetime games. The next tier down is Buffalo. Of course, people, they're going to get primetime. Kansas City, Dallas, Green Bay, and Seattle. These teams all get 6. They all get, and still, that's a lot of primetime football for a one team. Mike, the Bills, the Chiefs, the Cowboys, the Packers, and the Seahawks all with 6 primetime games. Next down on the list, Mike, in the 5 primetime game list is the New England Patriots, the Philadelphia Eagles, Chicago, and San Francisco. They all get 5 games, of course. New England's in the Super Bowl. Philly's been winning a lot of games. Chicago, got their whole new thing going on. They're an interesting team to some. And then also, Mike, the 49ers, they stay relevant in their own way as well. So they have 5. They have 5 primetime games. Mike, the next tier down where the most teams are, I believe, a lot of teams. I don't know if it's the most, but right here I have the Steelers, Baltimore, the Texans, the Giants, Washington, the Lions, and Minnesota, the Vikings. These teams all have 4 primetime games this year. A nice volume of teams in that range. Again, now you're starting to get to teams that are good, have potential to be good. They expect you to be good, as the Steelers and the Ravens usually are expected to play pretty well. Houston making a big name for themselves lately. Giants with their new look team. Washington being better, again, being the championship game 2 years ago. The whole way down the list, Mike, all those teams have 4 games. Go ahead.
And a lot of those teams outside of the primetime games have this 4 o'clock standalone game and shit like that, to where they have that early 4 o'clock game where they're the national focus. Doesn't count as a primetime game. So all those teams that you mentioned down to this group, man, a lot of primetime games, a lot of standalone games, teams that, the league wants to promote and fans want to watch a lot of those teams.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is a theme right now.
I want to watch the Giants. I'm like, I really
like Harbaugh, Scadaboo. I want to see what's retarded. I want to see him run the football. I want to see
Calvin Austin III, Mike, if he really shines in New York, opposed to what we've seen from Calvin Austin. So there's a lot going on there. Jackson Dart, they have some stuff, Mike. So let's go down to the next tier here. That was the teams that play 4 primetime games. These teams here, another large chunk. These teams all play 3 primetime games. Carolina Panthers, Tampa Bay, the Chargers, the Denver Broncos, who was in the AFC Championship game last year, Jacksonville, and Cincinnati, and Atlanta. Mike, those teams all have 3 primetime games, which I think that's good for these teams. And these particular teams, Carolina, they ended up winning a bunch of games last year, Mike, where you didn't think they were going to. Tampa Bay is a team that I think could be they could be in the running for things in the NFC. The Chargers, the Broncos, these all kind of seems like teams that are just trying to get over that hump. They're just trying to get over that hump, and they just haven't done it yet, Mike. Those teams all have 3 primetime appearances this year. Next, Mike, there's only one team that has 2 primetime appearances. That's the Indianapolis Colts. And finally, Mike, the point of the whole conversation, the whole bit is this right here. The Cleveland Browns are the only team that has 1 primetime game. Mike, their quarterback's dad is named Primetime. Their quarterback was an all-pro who got his number retired out of college. This team has 1 primetime game. The Cleveland Browns. If there was any argument, any doubt, you don't give teams 1 primetime game unless they're fucking trash.
No, you are god awful. That's just like a charity. Who are they playing in their primetime game?
Tater says, "What's your point?" Well, if you're just tuning in, Tater, I had a lot of points. As a matter of fact, the OTAs are going so horribly in Cleveland. Every quarterback is it's an interception fest in 7-on-7, which again in its own right is pathetic. But welcome to the show, Tater. Love having you here. Love spreading this news to Tater Tard. Cleveland Browns, Mike, one primetime game. Again, the quarterback's dad was named Primetime. How could this team not have more primetime football games? How? It just doesn't make sense.
It's comical. It is really what it is. Like, how bad of an organization do you have to be to not get one? Like, and people would say, "Oh, the Browns are such a historic franchise."
Yeah,
There's
historic. There is
historic
is the dog shit that turns white in your yard.
Yeah. You know that. Like when you go to like a museum, you will take a look at some of the fossils. You see the trilobites. Oh, that's cool. And then you move on. That's what the Cleveland Browns are. They're the trilobites of the NFL history. And just okay, and then you move on.
And because Tater can't understand normal thinking, I have to explain this to you. Unfortunately, Tater says, "What's your point?" But this is the same guy that goes on and says we're the 32nd best team in the league because we don't have fucking bathroom stalls or some shit. So that's my point. That is what's not relevant in your team having one primetime game is, something that you should learn by. But again, Tater, I'm not sure the capability of learning is there, but we will continue to work with you. Let me get back on the board, guys. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show. Let's see. Just learning. Rogers has a fake wife. There it is. Tyrone says, nice try, Mark. That shit don't work with me anymore. JPJ, goat all day. Yinzer Joe, I do remember Achilles Smith. Remember Achilles Smith? Remember, Mike, who was the guy? He was a black guy in the mid 90s. He was really good for a while.
Dante Culpepper?
No, for the Bengals.
For the Bengals.
I know you know I'm talking about. It's
Aaron. I remember. No. Did Aaron Brooks overlap there for a little bit?
No, that's not what I'm thinking. Jeff. Yep.
Oh.
Look, pull it up real quick, Mike. Let me see if you can figure it out. He was good, but he just fell into the unfortunate category of falling into the Bengals. Damn it, what was his name?
Jeff Blake.
Jeff Blake.
You and
Yinzer Joe literally said it at the exact same time.
Yep. Like as soon as I saw the name, like his face popped in. Yeah, I liked Jeff Blake. He was a decent quarterback, man.
Another one that unfortunately got stuck on the Bengals and kind of effed his career. But he did well. He did for what it was. He did well. I can remember. Vegas has reference to Paul Abdul's old song "Opposites Attract." I remember the song very well. Actually, that's actually really pretty cool. Had the cartoon cat and Paula and yes, Opposites Attract. I certainly remember that. Vegas says, what's good, Ty? Vegas also says those parody songs by Weird Al and others were all absolutely. Dude, I love Weird Al shit, man. I love it. I listen to some Weird Al shit on the regular. I do. It's not just a special every now and then thing. I think that Weird Al stuff is actually brilliant. Let's go here to Squeege. He says, beat the Dolphins a few years back in the playoffs. So you know what? I think that it is the Jets that have the longest time of not making the playoffs right now, because the Dolphins did make it a few years back. I was wrong. I was thinking early 2000s, but we did beat them. One of the last wins that we had, not the Chiefs game, I think, but the win before that, we beat the Dolphins in the playoffs as well. Let's scoot along here to my man Corey. What's up? Always great seeing Corey Beavers on the terrible board. He says, at Squeege, yes, Antonio Brown had 2 touchdowns on him. We beat him 27-17. I think that was the same year they beat us in the regular season, I think. 2017 playoffs to be exact is what Corey's saying. And I do want to say, Corey, go check Corey out at his Don't Drink That podcast right here on YouTube, guys. A lot of cool conspiracy theory stuff. Right now, Corey is into the UFO files, which I think, for one reason or another, we should all at least be mindful of what's happening with this whole situation. Again, whether you're buying into this, whether you think this is that, I think everybody should be mindful. That's all I'm saying. Just gonna leave it right there. Let's scoot along. Squeege, he says this. We have 2 beat. Yes, that's exactly right. We can have more, Mike. We can have more than these 4 primetime games, of course, if they do turn to be determined games into primetime, which they could very well be at that point in the season.
And the Jets' longest active missed playoff streak is at 15 seasons, followed by the Falcons at 8, and then following them, Saints and Raiders tied for 5.
So this, so the Jets might double basically the second team.
Yeah, so literally they could be erased from the NFL existence. The only thing you would miss is what Super Bowl, whatever that was,
3.
Super Bowl 3 with the guarantee.
But
that was it.
You know what's
outside
funny
of that, they haven't done anything.
You know what's funny about that though? The Jets and the Mets, they're sister teams. If you're in New York and you like the Jets, you like the Mets. If you're in New York and you like the Giants, you like the Yankees. It's generally how it works. And it's funny that the Mets and the Jets are so similar to the point that they both won in 1969. Yes, the Mets have been back a couple times since, but definitely the little brother to the New York Yankees, as is the Jets is to the Giants in New York. Mike, I forgot where I was even going with this, but the Jets Yes, the Mets. Again, 1969. Both of those teams. How odd. Everybody was high. Everybody was tripping on acid. Are we sure that even happened? Are we even sure that the Jets and Mets won championships? I can see everybody being so fucking high out of their mind saying, hey, Joe Namath just said that he predicted they're going to win. And then everybody believed it. Even though Johnny Unitas and the Colts were heavy favorites, maybe we were all just so baked and we think that the Jets got it done.
It was a fever dream. It was a fever dream.
Of course, Jets have not been back since the Mets. Again, they have made a couple trips back, but still very, very small compared to what the Yankees do over in the Big Apple. Let's go to Yinzer Joe. He says, the harmonious burp. Good job. Thank you. And you know what? I got it down to a point where I can just kind of mesh it in, roll effortlessly. Again, something that you pick up after almost 1,000 episodes. I appreciate the compliment, Yinzer Joe. Let's go here to Don't Drink That. Corey says, I'm sorry, it wasn't 2017. I want to say 13 or 14 playoffs. Vegas says 30-12 in 2017 versus Miami. Tater, we did get that. Let's go down here to Tater some more. Some more Tater. Tater says, so you're on primetime more than us, the Red and the rest of them can see how. Yeah, I mean, as we make the playoffs again, Indians come in last place. Do you realize how bad your arguments are, Tater? It's like I'm arguing with a 13. Tater, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you? If you don't mind me asking a personal question. I'm just curious. I want to know if you're even old enough to watch our show. Because I'm starting to think he's not. Nobody argues like this if they have a certain level of understanding, life around them. He just, I don't know. Tater, if you don't mind, how old are you? Let's go right here to Tyrone. Tater, your wide receiver can't catch. KC is trash. Bernard, way better than him and Boston. Also, Mark Malone, I'm surprised. Shador doesn't command at least a couple prime times. You know what? It's not Shador I'm worried about. It's Daddy. I think if Daddy gets in there, then they'll get primetime games. I just do. And if you think I'm crazy, Shador Sanders had his number retired at Colorado. Let's move on. Yinzer Joe says Cleveland is as pointless as this 27-foot rubber stamp they have downtown in the middle of the city, which says for free. LOL. Why? Vegas, your entire franchise is a bathroom stall. Your entire franchise is a bathroom stall. And I'm wondering if he's just kind of taking that approach. You know what? I'll stick with them no matter how bad they are, because when they do win, it'll just be that much sweeter. You wonder if that's their thought process. Because when you win, I mean, come on, if they win something, imagine how great it's going to feel. Which eventually, like I said, the sun shines on a dog's ass some days, and by law of average, you think at some point they would have to win something. So maybe that's the thought process. And Tater, you were a sprite young age, actually. My age exactly. Tater's 47. I thank you. I'm not going to hold it against you. I was just curious. I just wanted to make sure you wasn't 9. Jeff Blake, that was definitely who we were thinking about. Tortilla says this: Tater learned English from Somalia. Don't them mugs click down there? Vegas, bombs away, Blake. I did. I love me some Jeff Blake, man. Mark Malone, Jets missed the Rex Ryan foot porn. Boy, remember that, Mike, with the Rex Ryan and the Mark Sanchez was sleeping with his wife or some kind of weird shit there for a while?
I know Rex Ryan and his foot fetish came out. Mark Sanchez was eating hot dogs on the sideline and stuff, butt fumbling and stuff like that. It was just a comedy of errors. Like, they weren't a bad team at that time, but all this stuff came out and they just fell apart immediately. It was cinema.
They should make those teams play each other every year. You know how the Detroit and Dallas always get a Thanksgiving? It ought to just be the shit bowl every year. They should make a week that they dedicate for the Browns and the Jets to play, just so we could all tune in and laugh. I think that could be a lot of fun. Let's scoot down here to right here. Vegas says, I bet we could come up with like 8 teams that could just go away or merger with another. Absolutely, I agree. Starting with the Cardinals. Can there be a team that's any less relevant than the Cardinals ever? Even the Browns, I mean, they have some kind of appeal to them. I don't know what it is, but apparently somebody likes them. Like, they can't even get people to fill that stadium in Arizona. It's bad. You just kind of wish something would happen down there. If they wouldn't have had to play us in the Super Bowl, I would have been rooting for them. to Tortilla. He says this, Tater's 100% a boomer, no doubt about it. You know what? I'm in Generation X, but I'm about to designate Tater over to be a boomer.
I think so too. We're going to kick him into boomer status.
Yeah, I'm going to kick him right in the boomer status. Let's go here to Dylan Drink That Corey. He says, I hope those Defensive Player of the Year awards are nice security blanket for the fact that they never have and never will win a Super Bowl. I'm sorry. I'll take the 6 Lombardis and you guys can have the individual. Absolutely. Because guess what? Who cares? 10 years from now, nobody's even going to care or remember that Smiles Carrot won anything. But guess what they do pay attention to? Just saying. Let's scoot down here. And again, Tater. I'm moving you to boomer status. I don't know if you care for that or not, but that's the way it is. I'm staying Generation X, but you're moving to boomer status.
He's boomer. Yeah. There's a weird crossover between boomer and Gen X and Gen X millennial. There's like a sweet spot of Gen X. That's truly the actual personified. If you watch the movie Slackers and Clark's Gen X. But then there's that part of Gen X that's boomer light, and then it's millennial rich, older millennial. Yeah. It's a weird fucking phenomenon with Gen X.
It's people, listen, if the people really took life seriously, and now they own a house at my age and have 2 cars and a great career and hundreds of $1,000s in the bank and 3 little blonde kids running around the yard, these are the boomers that you could say fall into the category of, or I'm sorry, the generation, Mike, that falls Generation X into the boomers.
Yep.
Now you have the other half. We are still struggling to get by at the sprite age of 50, almost 50 years old. We're struggling. We'll get there any way you slice it. But you know what?
We are having the time of our fucking lives.
We're having the time of our lives. And that's just the way it's going to be. That is how Generation X breaks down. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Me too.
Let's go here. Tater is damn near a millennial. Mark Malone is saying, let's go here to Vegas. He says 47 in Ireland equals 75 in U.S. years. It's like dog years over there. Maybe we should count him like dog years. He'd be about 300 years old, I think, if we would do that. I'm not doing the math right now. It sounds right. Guys, let's get into some Steelers scoop. Aaron Rodgers did make the announcement yesterday. This is his last run in the NFL. Mike, Aaron Rodgers announced he will retire after 2026 football season. He back earlier, about 3 weeks earlier than he was last year. When asked about why he came back 3 weeks earlier this year, Mike, he says, I was just excited. He said, there's new things going on. Of course, I know Mike McCarthy, the new players, the young kids. I was just excited to get back at it, Mike. So say what you want. I'm willing to put everything behind me that I bitched about for the last 4 months to get ready for this season. I tell you what, once it's over and he goes back to Green Bay and retires and does that whole thing, I'll go back to talking shit. But right now, he is our QB, and right now he's giving us the best chance to win football games in the 2026 campaign, Mike. So that's where I'm at. Aaron Rodgers announces he will hang it up after this season, guys. Can this be a Jerome Bettis finish, Mike? If they Brian McFadden seems to think the Steelers will look at it that way, it'll be kind of a send-off season. Let's win this for Aaron. Not so much the fans, but the people in the locker room.
Yeah, I think so too. Like, this team should have a nice run this year with Rodgers, with everything new that's going on. Have a good, not just send off for him, but like, let's say maybe a good send off for someone like Cam Hayward, who might be at the end of his career. A good introduction for Mike McCarthy, a good introduction for these new rookies under this new coaching staff. It doesn't just have to be a good send-off for Aaron Rodgers. This could be the beginning of the foundation that sets the Steelers up on another run where we are one of the top dogs for the next decade. I don't want to see that as like it's a send-off. I want to see this as the launching point to where Aaron Rodgers hands it off to one of these 2 young quarterbacks.
I agree. Mike, a few things to be said about that as well. A lot to talk about today, as a matter of fact. It might seem like not a lot has happened. However, after scouring and combing and through all the scoop that's going on, some interesting talking points to talk about today. I do want to say welcome. This is episode 969. If you were just tuning in, welcome to the show. The 2 Dum Yinzers back at it, Mike. Sprinting if you will, to the end zone to get this 1000th episode. Very exciting here at the show. Looking forward to it. Mike, a little bit more about Aaron and our quarterback. Let me look here just a second for what I was thinking about talking about. I had something. Oh, here it is. So the storylines with Aaron Rodgers, this being the last year, will they treat this as a Jerome Bettis type send-off season? You've seen it in Baltimore with Ray Lewis. You've seen it all over the place. Teams do it all the time when that superstar gets ready to walk off the field for the final time. Mike, and here's something interesting about it. This is the first time in the post-Ben era that we're going to have consecutive seasons with the same quarterback.
Yeah.
Ever since Ben has been gone, which he's going to be eligible in 2027 for the Hall of Fame. So, again, that's almost 5 seasons. This is what the quarterback room looked like for the opener of every season since then. In 2021 is when he finished it up. In 2022, Mitch Trubisky got the nod, Mike. Mitch Trubisky got the nod. 2022, 2023, Kenny Pickett was opening day starter in 2023. In 2024, a lot of people could remember Justin Fields. Justin Fields gets the nod. Mike. Russell Wilson gets hurt on the sled in camp.
Yep.
The quarterback pushing the sled injured. Justin Fields gets the nod, Mike, week 1 in 2024. And, of course, in 2025, Aaron Rodgers gets the ball under center to start off the season. Every year since Ben has been gone, Mike, a different week 1 quarterback.
Excuse me. Now it's nice to have a little bit of continuity.
Absolutely. That's got to stand for – that's got to be something.
And like Fatani was saying yesterday, it's nice to have Aaron back for that simple little thing, the cadence.
Yes.
They don't have to relearn a new one. They'll have to, the following year, but they know what their starter is going to come in with. They know Aaron Rodgers is one of the best at drawing people offside. So you need to know that. It's those stupid little things like that get overlooked by I want to say not all fans, but like the general fan, the casual football fan. There's thing like, diehards like us that we look into it. Like, that's actually really fucking important. So simple little things. Now, like, people who have been here, like his receivers, his backs who've been here, they know what Aaron likes. You don't have to relearn someone else's habits now. I love the continuity.
Mike, there's a lot of good that's going on right now. Again, I don't know if Steelers fans are feeling this. Maybe they are. But again, compared to what's going on in the division right now in the offseason, you got to like how the Steelers are feeling, looking. The vibe is there. I think that they can seamlessly continue to play winning football, Mike. I think, again, with the additions to this team, I think they can be improved. And again, as we mentioned the other week, last week when the schedule was released, we think that they could seriously finish with 12, possibly 13 wins if things go right, Mike. And as time goes on, I'm starting to kind of get a little bit more secure with that opinion, as I'm again, there's not a lot of bad or negative. People might say, well, they're not going to keep put that information out there. Guess what? Baltimore's information is out there. Cleveland's information is out there. Pittsburgh, the only thing that you're hearing is good vibes, good continuity, the coaches, the players, new things that they're going to do. Totally looking forward. Look at this. Tater says this. He says 12 wins. Bro, we had 10 wins without any receivers, so relax. And then let me get back at it. But again, Mike, just again, the Steelers vibe is good. We've been here before many a times, unlike Tater. So again, you feel these kind of things. You know that it's going to be very, very rare. I think a very rare situation that this team actually shits the bed. If they do, I will be disappointed as anybody else. But I got to be honest with you, Mike. I think this is an improved situation and team from last year. And there's not many things that are sticking out that says, well, wait, what about this? We're going to be good, but this. Mike, we are better than we were last year. I don't see any reason why we should be any lower than 10-7.
For me, that should be the floor.
Absolutely.
Like, you're more or less bringing the same roster. We have tweaks here and there, but those tweaks are major upgrades.
Yeah.
Coaching staff is an upgrade and possibly a major upgrade. So for me, like, that 10-7 should be the baseline. And then you go from there, because
10-7 should be the 500 for this team.
Yeah, just because That based off of last year's results and going into next year, you want that. But I would understand if there would be a little slip up here and there because brand new coaching staff, it might be a little rocky start just because you don't know where everyone have that full feel yet. We saw it with the Penguins, and then they got better as the season went on. I can see the same thing happen with the Steelers, but 10-7 division title, and that's kind of where we should start right there, thinking that. And people want to say we need to get back to Steeler football. Well, we got to raise our expectations. Then.
Right.
That should be the expectation.
I just catch Tater Todd's comments. Just catch my eye. He says this: "You're in for a culture shock, just like last year time we switched coaches. I'm pretty sure we went to the Super Bowl like the very next year. So again, we know what we're doing, Tater. You just pull yourself together. You worry about cleaning the dog shit up in your backyard. We'll be fine. Do not worry about that. Let's get back to let me grab some messages here. And again, guys, the big halftime show today, we're experimenting with the reaction. Again, if you like it, we'll continue to do it and try to keep it interesting. If not, well, I'll throw it in the trash today, never bring it back. So we are going to try that today. Let's go right here, though, for the messages, Mike. I'm going to continue on. I'm going to go way back here. Okay, here we go. Tortilla says Generation Booney. Mark Malone. I partied harder than Ozzy Osbourne and made a ton of monies in my 20s. Was you snorting ants? I do know that Ozzy was snorting ants. Let's go to Tater. He says, looking at the fixtures, Grandpa could be, yeah, just like last year when he broke his wrist and he was back the next week winning football games.
You can tell, like, if you didn't know Tater was from Europe, the way he says, looking at the fixtures.
Yeah, I don't even know what
fixtures. That means. And like that is so European coded the way they talk about games. Like it's like looking at the schedule is what we say over here. Come on, bro.
Oh, that's what that means?
Yeah, fixtures means the games, the match, whoever they're playing. Looking at the fixtures.
Yeah. As he butters his scone and drinks his tea. Let's go on right here to Corey. Corey, don't drink that. Haha. Imagine being a fan of a team where you got to see them with championships just to have the NFL not recognize them anymore. Bernie must be pissed. Let's go here. Bernie, yes. Vegas says, were you selling vitamins to senior citizens for $3,000 a month? Tyrone says, Tater A-Rod will kick y'all ass. Mark Malone says, me. Yes, my bad. Mark in Vegas. Somber says 969, huh? Yes, 69, baby. That's what it's all about. 31 short shows away. Let's go to Mike Nem. I do want to say welcome to Mike Nem. I think I've seen your name on the board before. I do want to say welcome to you. Welcome to Mike Nem. Says, I stroke it to the east. I stroke it to the west. I stroke it to the woman that I love best. I'll be stroking. Today, not long, as I'm checking my watch. Not long, Mike. We are going to be checking out some Clarence Carter, of course, passed away last week. In my opinion, we lost a legend. Mark Malone, he says, I was stroking it to a Victoria's Secret magazine. I have no problem believing that at all. Because you know what? Victoria's Secret magazines were the thing back when we were growing up, Mike.
Oh, they were huge back in the day.
Listen, my mom never received hers in the mail. That's all I got to say. She's never got a copy. Just like my report cards, I intercepted them. Like I was like Mel Blunt when it came to intercepting my mail. Let's scoot along here to Ty. He says roster looks good. One game at a time. Stay healthy. That's it. That is it. Mark Malone is saying 14 wins. Tyrone is saying 11-6. My guess. Hey, we'll take it. Lindsay, what's up, Lindsay? Always great seeing Lindsay on the terrible board. Die hard. I do not know that from right here in Pittsburgh. Always glad to see you. Ma'am, hope you're having a great Thursday. We are getting to the weekend. I swear to you. We are. Let's go here to Tortilla. He says it takes Browns 4 years on average to win 12 games. But the fucked up thing is it's true. If it wasn't true, it wouldn't be so funny with these Browns. It takes you half a century to win 20 games.
Half a century to win 20. You're not wrong.
Tater, blah, 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 blah. Let me scoot down right here. Mike, I'm going to read what he has up here. He says the Steelers training camp schedule. As I did say, I always will admit that I'm wrong when I'm wrong, and sometimes more than others. We're off Tuesday. OTAs do wrap up today. I did correct me yesterday, and I was 100% wrong. Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday this week, they wrap up OTAs today. Let me see what Mike has up here on the board. He says the Steelers training camp schedule is here with the first practice July 29th. Players report on July 28th. Instead of the FNL Friday Night Light practice, they will have a Saturday Night Light practice on August 8th. The schedule July 29th through August 3rd. August 3rd through 4th, August 6th through 8th, August 10 through 11, 10 and 11, and then August 13, 15, and 17. That is, Mike has the camp itinerary on the terrible board. Also, let me scoot down here just a little bit. Mike has 15 things up here. I have to get past it all.
I'm sorry, it multi-posted like 12 times. I only hit one button.
Let's go to Tater. Tater said, that's right, Baldy. He said 4 weeks ago, Pens are winning the he didn't say they were winning the Stanley Cup. He never said, I assume you're talking about Mike. But I know for a fact because I talk to him every day. He never said the Penguins were winning the Stanley Cup. But anyway, there you go, Tater. Just making he's
just making stuff up, man. He's trying to besmirch my good name over here.
I mean, we were hoping they could get out of the first round. That was the big thing. Hopefully, making a good run. Again, nobody ever said the Penguins are going to win the Stanley Cup this year. Joe, he says the problem is 10-7 is our mediocrity. We need to be successful after that in the play. I couldn't agree with you more. I think 10-7. I think 11-6. I think 12-5 with the first round knockout blow, and I'm talking blowout, is a failure. Certainly, we would build off of all those wins, but at the end of the day, you can't go in there and get your ass kicked in the playoffs again. You just can't. You just can't. Otherwise, it's the same product we're putting out there when Tomlin was there. You're right. You're right. I couldn't agree with you more. Hand John, what is up? My God, the All Pros, Mike. The All Pros in the house today. Hand John, for 27 years, I lived in the town I currently live in. The first 26, I can only remember 3, maybe 4 tornado sirens. After the last 3, I don't want to ever hear another 6 is for me. Geez, Hand John, I hope things are okay, and I hope you stay safe, you and yours, in your hometown. That sucks, man. Certainly be thinking about you. Hope things are well, as there's been a lot of storms across our country over the past couple of days. So let's get this. It's spring, but again, it's been pretty extreme. Stay safe, my friend. Let's scoot along here to Somber says use. I think that's referring to Tater Tortilla. Says European taters pooping. European taters pooping. Let's scoot down a little bit more right here. A little bit more right here. Let me go to Tyrone. I thought my typing was bad. Vegas says Tater's also in the Yankee. What's he do? He must go around to all the high profile teams and just be a troll. I mean, if that's true, I don't know if it is, but if Vegas is telling us the truth, that must be what it is. He must go on the Lakers or the Montreal Canadiens. Mike.
Yeah, because they're still active, so that's probably who he is.
Let's go here to Tortilla. He says this Victoria's Secret was she had a wiener the whole time. And Tortilla knows. He knows this is firsthand, actually.
Hey, brother, if that's your thing, man, Malt's tough.
Lindsay says, so true. Mark Malone says, yeah, the Victoria's Secret magazines and CD Club mailings had me. Dude, between the magazines in the CD Club, the Columbia House, and my report cards, and my they have the deficiency. What are they? The deficiency reports they'd send home at the halfway point. So I mean, it was a full-time job with this mailbox every day. And here's something funny, Mike. It actually got to the point where my parents started picking up on it, and this is 100% true. I had a buddy of mine who lived up the street. I had him come down every Saturday morning because it was always on a Saturday. You got your report card, and I would make him come down early in the morning and grab the mail out of my mailbox before my parents got out there because they were suspicious. Because why did my report cards bad, but I would never get these deficiency reports? Yeah. Meanwhile, they were underneath my dresser, and I had my friend coming and snagging them every other Saturday. So I had a whole system going on.
So instead of just doing the work,
yes,
you made more work.
Yeah,
you had to plan and coordinate, and
doing the work was out of the question.
Like if you actually put your brain power, that obviously is good, to
the actual work,
you would have done a whole hell of a lot better.
I couldn't agree with you more. And it was funny because once I was in 11th grade, we moved, my mom, she pulled out the bottom of my under my dresser, and there was just all these deficiency reports. They all just come pouring out. And but anyway, it kept me from being ungrounded for those 3 weeks until the report card came out. I was like El Chapo the way I was running this shit, man.
I was like El Chapo.
I had underground tunnels and shit. It was somber. It was a whole operation. I had all my friends in the neighborhood. Let's get back on the board here, guys. It is an hour and 4 minutes into the show. Welcome. If you just tuned in, welcome. Do stick around. We do have a halftime show coming up shortly, guys. Let's go to right about here. No. Lindsay says, yeah, I don't care unless we win a play. That's kind of where I'm at, too. I mean, it's ultimately will be good to win more games and not finish under 500. I mean, those are things that I think that we're just kind of hoping and expecting to happen. But that playoff game, like when come January, it's going to be a big, big topic, certainly for us in Pittsburgh. If the season goes as well as it did last year, maybe a little bit better, a little bit worse, whatever the case may be, if we're playing in January, this becomes a huge, huge, huge topic and story in Pittsburgh. No two ways about it. No hands down. Mike, the biggest game of forever for Pittsburgh fans come January once the playoffs start.
It's culminating. It feels like it's time, doesn't it?
It does feel like it's time. It does. Make whatever you want out of that. It just does.
Yeah, because like we said yesterday, for the past 4 years, man, like they've been building towards like this moment.
Yeah,
and I think this is the right coaching staff for that moment. Like this is going to be the one to unlock the talent and the full potential of the guys that have been here.
And the thing is, I'm not
us on a run.
And I'm not willing to give Mike McCarthy the title. I'm not willing to give him the belt, if you will.
Yeah.
I'm still on the fence, guys. If he's going to do good, I'm for it. If things go awry, I'm going to be against him. So I'm not willing to give him the status of anything yet. He's a Pittsburgh guy. I like that. But at the end of the day, Mike, it's going to take changing this thing around and getting Pittsburgh, the Steelers, back to where we as Steeler Nation are excited about our football team again, Mike. And again, it feels right.
It does feel right. It feels like it should be right there for us, for the taking. I just feel it's time for this team to take a nice step forward.
I agree.
But like you said, like I'm going to say, like I'm cautiously optimistic with Mike McCarthy. I wasn't a big fan of the hire, but I understood the hire at the time. But as things going on, things have this offseason more or less progressed the way I would like to have seen it progress. The draft kind of went the way I wanted to. Yeah, there are certain players I wanted that they didn't get. I understand that that's going to happen, but I understand the rationale behind every pick. I understand the rationale of the way they did free agency. I'm liking the way things are going. On paper, everything's looking good. We thought the same thing last year, but hopefully this year we get the different results.
Yeah, I agree. Corey says this 4 years, 12 wins, and 801 first round picks. They should be pros on the draft board by now, but still has guys like Sanders, Gabriel, Deshaun Strokin Washington, or Deshaun Watson. I'm sorry, Strokin Watson. Stroke me from the back, he says Watson. Also, let me get Tater here. To be fair, again, you can't accuse me of not being fair. Let me get Tater and let's listen to what he has to say. So Piss Puke is winning 12 or 13 games. Are you assuming no other teams in the division are looking to improve as well? Oh, not your team. I can tell you that.
Right.
As for every year in my life, yes, I'll go out on a limb and say that. Yes, and also the fact that Joe Burrow is talking about getting the hell out of Cincinnati. I'm just kind of reading the writing on the wall. That's all you can do at this point, Tater. He goes on to say, no other teams in the division. Give me a bottle of that, whatever the hell that is, the Ludmanol. Yeah. You want to go see our trophy room? You're the one that's drinking it, sir. Let's do Scoot Along right here. Somber. Ryan had the whole idea. I had an operation. Tyrone says this, Tater, we won 10 and we improved our roster. Ravens lost key players. Bengals got a little better, which I have to see to believe it. We do have the best roster in the division, top to bottom. I agree. Not just because I'm a Steeler fan, Mike. I agree 100% that we have the best roster in the AFC North.
I think we do. Don't just look at, this guy. Look at every team's roster from top to bottom.
Yeah.
I think we have the better or the best roster in the AFC North. Now, do I think it's head and shoulders above everyone else? No. But I think we match up extremely well with all the teams. The biggest threat in the division is Baltimore. We've proved
absolutely
we know how to beat them.
Oh yeah, Tater, did you realize that we just beat them 10 out of the last 12 times with a bad team, with one wide receiver, with do I need to even go on?
Like I don't get me wrong. I love the Browns draft.
I thought it was a great draft. I thought one of the better drafts.
But it's Cleveland, and until they prove they can do anything with those picks and with all that talent, like you said, like Corey said, you have 800 first-round picks on that roster. Until you can do it, the Browns are on the pay no mind list.
And I also do want to say this, Corey, or I'm sorry, not Corey, but Tater, if you hadn't heard it, go back to the very top of the show. We actually played a small clip of a Cleveland Brown podcast right at the beginning of the show. I think you'll be excited about the way that turned out. Go check that out, Tater. Let's go here to Hand-John. Hand-John says, this still sticking to my guns on all 10 draft picks, making the 53. They may. Even if somebody makes the practice squad, I think all 10 of these guys, they're going to be safe. I like this class. I like this class. I hope they pan out.
Yeah, I do too, man. I think Rubio is like practice squad probably guy, and he might be the only one that.
Well, Eli might. Like again, at the end of the day, Eli still may have some work to do. But it all depends, I guess. I mean, we do have a new coaching system. How can I even say that? How can I even say what might have happened before? Because, again, under a new coach, we don't know. We don't know.
We don't know. But I tell you what, though, man, I was on Vanilla Thunder's Twitter, and he saw some videos of Eli Heidenreich. He was like, he puts on 20 pounds. He might be the best back in the NFL. The way he's moving, he looks smooth out there. So he bulk up because at Navy they had their weight limits that they had to, and like you get him on this team in a pro diet and weight training program, you bulk up and he can still keep that agility and that speed. Dude has potential to be a really special back.
I agree. I think we're going to see. Here's the thing: people are saying, is he going to be like Christian McCaffrey? Listen. I don't think people understand what they're saying because he looks like a little white guy who has a football in his hand on offense. He automatically assumes if he has a skill set that's going to be productive on this team, we're going to take it and utilize it. I don't care if he has the same, again, like that cookie cutter white guy feel. It's a feel. It's a vibe.
Yeah. If he came in the league at, let's say, like 6 foot, 245 pounds, people say, the comparison would be, he's the next John Riggins.
Yeah.
So it's either CMC or John Riggins, but like he had like the same type of cone drills, the same relative athletic score as CMC. Let's pump the brakes here, guys. But I'm excited to see what he can do.
I'm gonna go right here real quick. I'm just gonna grab Tater. Tater asks, "What podcast was it? They all suck." I couldn't agree more. But this was from WK9, the dog shit. It was the hosted by DJ Fido and DJ Benji. You can check it out, the official Cleveland Browns podcast at the very top of our show if you missed it. Let's move along on the board. Let's go here to Vegas. Vegas says this. I used to Vegas, my man, all the way from Mike. Vegas.
From Vegas.
Vegas says, I used to order 10 cassettes for 99 cents in Daryl Strawberry's name. I said very similar myself, my friend. Very similar. I could have said Daryl Strawberry too, Mike. I was a big fan of the Mets as a young kid.
Me too. I like those players on that team.
It was a tough team. Dwight Gooden and Daryl Strawberry. Good stuff. Let's scoot along. Vegas. I wonder if anyone actually paid for them. Probably why they're not still around today. I'm guessing, but I don't know. Let's go here to Vegas. Mark Malone said, followed up by saying, I think I only bought 3 cassettes. Appetite for Destruction, of course, Guns N' Roses. License to Ill, which would be Beastie Boys, another one of my favorites, and then Bon Jovi, probably the Slippery When Wet Bon Jovi, which sounds like it would be right around that time, I'm guessing. I probably had all those myself. Let's go here to Vegas. Hilarious. The original Yinzer Joe, original OG Yinzer Joe says this, Mike. He says, Tater, the Browns do this every year. They draft, develop, but they just don't coach or develop the players well. The rest of the division is mistake and injury prone. Let's go down to Tater. Okay, we did get that. Tortilla, he called the Cleveland Browns podcast, he called it the Happy Ending podcast. Steel Loyal, what's up, dude? Always great seeing Steel Loyal in the house, all the way from North Carolina. Beautiful, beautiful weather. I love being in North Carolina. Let's go right here. He says, Steel Loyal, Tater, why are you a Browns fan? I think it's because he's I don't, Mike, why the fuck is anybody a Browns fan?
Brain damage, fetal alcohol syndrome.
It's like somebody from another country being a Pirates fan. It just doesn't make sense.
It makes zero sense.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? He's probably one of these 47-year-old people that have like a 9-year-old's brain. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's the vibe I'm getting.
Yeah.
I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, you can't help it.
No. But that there's no excuse for being a Browns fan.
No excuse. It's just a bad decision, bad life decision. Steel Loyal says, "Were you forced?" Vegas, the mascot reminds me of his uncle. Of course, that dumb mascot up there. What is that? Brownie? What is that? Brownie? The little midget?
I think so.
The Munchkin. Has nothing to do with anything. But let's go on. Let's go. Steel Loyal says this kind of hard to be positive about the Browns. To be fair, follows that up by saying this. I'm sure they will all be negative. Talking about the podcast for the Browns. Vegas, they could merge with the Bengals and call the team the Ohio Brown Bengals, and I wouldn't give a fuck. He says it's an elf. Because you're the Browns.
What the hell does an elf have to do with the Cleveland Browns?
You don't know even something funnier about that? They're the Browns because they're named after Paul Brown. Okay, yeah. So the team's actually named after the guy, but their mascot is dogs.
Yes.
But their other mascot is an elf. You see what I'm saying?
It's something that, yes, someone who had limited mental capabilities would come up.
That's what I'm saying.
I was trying to be nice the way I was saying this.
No, that was very nice.
Yeah.
Let's go right here. Let's go to Steel Loyal again. He says this. That was a Vegas comment on the last one. Vegas said that Steel Loyal says Ohio State is still the best team. And again, it's kids playing football. We're talking professionals. I tend to, yes, they come through college, but again, that's not the ultimate game. The ultimate game is the NFL. You got to go through college to get to the NFL. So again, Ohio State, they are what they are. Maybe it's just me being a Pitt fan, not caring about anybody else in the world. But at the end of the day, college football is just college football. It's fun, exciting, necessary. But at the end of the day, I don't think that Ohio can use that as an excuse. Tortilla Tater got kicked out of Six Flags because he kept pooping in the Dolphins pool. They thought that was an O. Henry bar floating across the top of the water. It was not. It was something that Tater left behind. Let's go to Han John. Han John says this. If it comes down to a player from this draft making the team or one from previous years, they will keep the one they took this year. That's kind of been their way, hasn't it?
Yep.
Tater making fun of somebody that was wildly successful. Bon Jovi, Mark Malone. They were big in 1986. The Mets, they damn well were. Didn't they won the World Series off of an error? Ultimately, I was 9. Mark Malone saying I was 8 in 1986. Let's go here. Don't drink that. At Tater, Bon Jovi is better than that Boy George crap.
Not gonna lie, Boy George had some bangers.
I don't know. I've never been a Boy George fan, but I'm going to take your word. I will.
I've heard some songs from it. Do I know them off by heart?
And I'm not gonna follow up on you. I'm just going to take your word. Boy George, there you go. Vegas says grow your hair out to look like John. Grow your hair out to look like John. Tater says it's an elf. Of course it's an elf, Tater. Of course. Or a pixie or whatever the fuck. Tyrone says, just thank God my dad taught me right. That's right. Here we go. I couldn't agree more. I think Tyrone's dad is a hero. A hero. Could you imagine going through your life like Tater and like, seriously, I'm not even being funny now. Think of the positive Tyrone's dad did to his life by making him a Steeler fan. See what I'm saying? Imagine the miserable son of a bitch you would be if your dad would walk you into it being a Browns. Like that's
or a Bengals fan.
Or a Bengals fan.
Yeah.
I mean, that's literally a luxury. The fact that your dad did that is I think it's amazing. He shaped your life in a good way. And that's what you need dad to do. That's what we need our dads for. And you know what? Your dad hit it right on the head. Game ball to Ty's dad. That is where my game ball is going today, to Ty's dad. Let's go to Vegas. He says, that's your Uncle Tater. I'm going to go to Mark Malone. Hell no, I had a mullet at Vegas. We all did. We all had something. We had that little tail. I don't know if these guys are my age. Remember that? There was a period in elementary school where everybody had this stupid tail.
The little rat tail.
The rat tail. Yeah. I'm going to go right here. Somber Tater being a Browns fan. That's like me being a Chelsea fan. Why root for one of the worst organizations unless you're from there? That's my thoughts exactly. Corey, don't drink that says, and why do we call the dog pound with an elf mask? That's what I'm saying. Nobody knows none of this answers to none of this shit because it don't even make sense. That's the most consignment shop Temu patchwork I've ever seen. I'm wondering if Tater checked out or not. He's taking it pretty hard today. Let's go. Steel Loyal. Steel Loyal says this. No, I was saying Ohio State is better than the Browns. I get it. I do. I just had to somehow give a backhand shot to Ohio. That was my attempt of doing that. Vegas says Tater used to walk his bike to school. Vegas says they chose Elf on a Shelf as a right. Elf on a Shelf as a mascot. And then right here, Tyrone. Oh, thanks. He's not here. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, dude. He would appreciate that. Probably would smile. Well, he gets a heavenly game ball for me today. I'm sorry to hear that, brother. Let's go here. Jesus Mike, Mark Malone says, Han John says, I became a Steeler fan in 1975 because I liked their uniforms, the original Terry Bradshaw, 12s. You know what? We love having you, Han John. Also, let's go to Corey. Don't drink that. Be careful giving back shots to Ohio fans. Word is they like it up there. And finally, Tater stole my bike. Maybe these are reasons why we shouldn't have Juju come back, as suggested by Michael Pittman yesterday. Tater might be trying to steal his bicycle. Vegas says, I'm not sure if Buckner would have beat Mookie to the bag, but that is exactly the play. Of course, first base, Mets, Red Sox, 1986. That championship deciding moment. Exactly, Vegas is what I'm talking about. Mark Malone, I'd probably have drank myself to death by now if I was a Browns fan.
Yeah, I think we all would have.
It definitely wouldn't. Yeah, life wouldn't have turned out the same way. I could promise you that, Mike, if I had been dealt that hand as well. Let's do Scoot Along, guys, because it's almost halftime. There it is. That's the sound, the last sound a Brown fan hears. How unfortunate. Joe, even Paul Brown didn't want them anymore. So you're right. He left that trash and went to the Bengals and opened Paul Brown Stadium.
It took the color scheme and just added black to it.
Yeah. A couple of things, Mike, and we are going to get into halftime, of course. Halftime today, we will be doing a reaction. We're going to be reacting to the late Clarence Carter, one of my favorites. Mike, never heard this song, so it's going to be a lot of fun. It seems on the board that a lot of people are familiar with it, so we're going to do that here shortly here on the show. Again, we're going to test the waters, if you will, dip our toes in the waters. If we like it, we'll continue it to some capacity. If not, we will not do it anymore. But that is coming up real soon here on the show. Let me just touch on a couple more things, and I do have a question. I have a question for you guys. Tater says I'm going to leave now. One question.
Tater, this isn't an airport, man. You don't have to announce your departure, buddy.
I know. There's always that one weird guy that always has to tell you he's going to just take a shit or going to the bathroom. That's got to be Tater.
You just get up and go, man. We appreciate you. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll have a whole bunch of new material for you tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Just letting the the sirens go by.
Damn.
What's going on? Tyrone says, see you, loser. With all due respect, Tater, we do love you in a weird kind of way. Probably in the same way that Browns fans love the Browns. It's just weird. But you know what? You are a brother to us on this planet Earth. So we do love you, man. If you do stick around, if you do take off, always great having you. But if you come back tomorrow, I'm going to have all new material for you. So stick around. I recommend it. It's going to be a lot of fun here at halftime. Tortilla says, Watson was essayed people, and they said sending him to the Browns was worse than jail.
Are you all right there, brother?
Bro, going to the Browns is worse than jail?
Uh-huh.
I never thought of it like that, but man, that is funny. Can you imagine giving the choice in court?
Send me to Cleveland.
Could you? You could either, all right, you fucked up. You could either do a year. You could do a year in the county, or you could go back to play for the Browns for a season. I could just see people dashing to the jail, trying to get the fuck out of Cleveland. A couple more guys. See you, loser. Blah 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 blah. Mark Malone. That was Tater's car bomb.
Yeah.
Tyrone, throw the couch out. Lindsay might give you a call. There you go. Throw that couch out. Lindsay might give you a call, Tater. And that and also Mike, the protection from abuse order still has time on it as well.
Yeah,
so
yes, it does. Yep.
Don't no rushing there. Let's go back to Mark. Mark says this. Tyrone said that about Lindsay. I don't know if I mentioned it. Mark Mullen said this. He must be close to you guys right now. With all the sirens, of course, the gulags of the NFL. Mark is saying also, I'm sorry, Vegas Tater is the Debo of your neighborhood. Tortilla.
Tater stole Tortilla's bike. I don't like that.
Yeah.
No one picks on Tortilla.
No, hell no.
He's an angel. He's a saint.
Tortilla is perfect in every way. He's as pure as the driven snow.
Perfect in my eyes. Tortilla never change.
On the top of every list the Mike has. Let's go here to Vegas. Vegas says, how bad do you have to be doing to sell a team that is named after you? Let me take a quick look, Mike. Oh, that is what I wanted to say. I am going to ask the question of the day, not the trivia, but I want everyone to think about this, guys. What is your biggest question mark for the Pittsburgh Steelers this year? I know we've been talking about a lot of the good. Of course, nothing is perfect in this world. I want to know what everybody's biggest question mark is about this Pittsburgh Steelers team in the 2026 campaign. Throw it up on the board. We'll get back to it in the second half of the show. But that's my question of the day, not the trivia. Again, what is your biggest question mark for the Pittsburgh Steelers of the 2026 team? Mike, again, I'm seeing right off the top right here, I'm seeing Steel Loyal said linebacker. So there's a good example of how to do it. If there's a position, weakest link, if you will, what is your biggest question mark when it comes to our Pittsburgh Steelers of 2026, guys? I think that I'm ready, Mike. I think that I'm ready for halftime. We all set up?
We are set up. I just have to do the video share whenever you're ready, and we can.
All right, let's
do this
again, guys. We ask for your help. We ask for your help. We've never done a music reaction before, and again, it's just kind of something fun to do, to break up the monotony in this off season, guys. So here is the late Clarence Carter. Mike is getting it set right now. We're going to be reacting to the song Strokin for our halftime show here today, and then we'll be back to Steelers Scoop right after this.
When I start making love, I don't just make love, I be stroking. That's what I be doing. I be stroking. I stroke it to the east, and I stroke it to the west. I stroke it to the woman that I love the best. I be stroking. Let me ask you something.
Mike. All right, so this is what I'm going to need you to do. I'm going to need you to watch me. I'll give you the sign when I do this. So right off the top, I'm going to say this. Stroking definitely means something totally different back in the day compared to when I was growing up. Stroking was definitely not the same thing. So for anybody that hasn't heard the song before, stroking is having sex. Mike?
Yeah. When you first said it about stroking, I was doing the motion for the stroking.
You were.
You're like, no. Now I get why you looked at me like I had no idea what I was talking about.
Again, classic song, guys. I'm sorry, but we have to do this with the stops and reactions. That's the only the only way to do this, guys. The only loophole, Mike. So let's go ahead and get back at it again. Keep your eye open for my signal.
What time of the day do you like to make love? Have you ever made love just before breakfast? Have you ever made love while you watch the Late Late Show? Well, let me ask you this. Have you ever made love on a couch? Well, let me ask you this. Have you ever made love on the back seat of a car? I remember one time I made love on the back seat of a car, and the police came and shined his light on me, and I said, I'm stroking. That's what I'm doing. I be stroking.
All right, gameplay.
I have to click back between windows and all that stuff.
So there you go, Mike. Stroking is it's something different for Clarence Carter. Mike, this is a classic of our time. Your thoughts so far? You've never heard this song. What are your thoughts so far?
I've never heard this song. I love it. Like he said, have you done it on the couch? Yes. Backseat of the car? Yes. I've never had the cops, though, come up and ask me. And then I've never been caught and had someone ask me what I'm doing and to keep going, too. That's a power move right there. Especially when a cop stops you, like, what are you doing? You just keep stroking her and you look them right in the eyes. Like, what do you think I'm doing, officer? I like this song. Like, it's a catchy song. I like the beat.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you a question. If I caught you in the backseat of your car with your woman and shine my flashlight in your eyes, would you actually stop? You know what I'm saying? What would the cop do if you didn't stop? You're already in trouble. You're already getting the indecent exposure, the all that shit.
Yeah.
You have to finish at that point.
You maintain eye contact and you just grab onto her and you just start stroking her farther and faster. Then because you got to finish because you got to have that post nut clarity to deal with the officer.
Imagine sitting in the police station with blue balls. You know?
Yeah, you don't want that.
Can I use the bathroom real quick, sir? All right, let's get back to it, guys. Again, Clarence Carter. I be stroking.
I stroke it to the east, and I stroke it to the west, and I stroke it to the woman that I love the best. I be stroking. Let me ask you something. How long has it been since you made love? Huh? Did you make love yesterday? Did you make love last week? Did you make love?
You can't tell me this is a classic.
Year?
This is great.
I love this song.
Or maybe it might be that you're planning on making love tonight. But just remember, when you
Mike, how does your hand feel about the
my hand? Like they're both kind of getting sweaty.
Yeah,
I think Rose Paul and both of all 10 sisters are they're getting kind of ready. This song is getting them in the mood.
Now, for people that are just tuning in, maybe you don't recognize the song. It's gonna get better. Just take my word. Here we go. Let's get back to it.
Start making love. You make it hard, long, soft, short, and be stroking. I be stroking. I stroke it to the east, and I stroke it to the west, and I stroke it to the woman that I love the best. I be stroking. Now, when I start making love to my woman, till I know she's sassified.
Generous.
And I can always tell when she gets sassified. Because when she gets sassified, she started calling my name. She said, Clarence Carter, Clarence Carter, Clarence Carter, Clarence Carter. Ooh, shit, Clarence Carter. The other night, I was stroking my woman, and it got so good to her. You know what she told me?
All right, so this is one of the better parts of the song. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Mark Malone is answering the question. 1986 is when the song came out. Absolute classic, guys. You thought it was good. It's about to be great. The classic Clarence Carter. Mike, these lyrics, till today, I don't think till today don't even write like this, guys.
And for like, it's good for our younger listeners like Tortilla.
Absolutely.
You know, like it's some very good education. Clarence is making sure that his lover, his partner, she is being satisfied as well.
I just want to say,
you don't want to just treat her as, you know, just something to use and discard. You make sure she's having a good time.
You got to make sure
you're having a good sassified. She'll make sure you are having a great time as
Clarence
well.
Carter, Clarence Carter, Clarence Carter. Oh shit, Clarence Carter.
And that's kind of what Tater's mom says when I'm over there on his couch with her. She screams, "Thunder, thunder, thunder!"
All right. With that being said, let's get back to it. Mike, rewind.
Let me tell you what.
Rewind it about 5 seconds and play from there. Here we go.
And it got so good to her. You know what she told me? Let me tell you what she told me. She said, stroke it, Clarence Carter, but don't stroke so fast. If my stuff ain't tight enough, you can stick it up my... Let me stroke it.
Hold on, kill it.
Out of nowhere.
That is the best lyric in the history of American music. That is the best lyric in the history of American music. Mike, let's do it one more time.
I got to back up. I got to back up a couple.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
That took me out.
I be stroking. I stroke it to the east, and I stroke it to the west. I stroke it to the woman that I love the best. I be stroking.
I didn't think you were going to rewind it 45 seconds.
I didn't realize I was either.
I be stroking. Yeah. I be stroking. I stroke it to the north. I stroke
dude, you went way too far. It's at the end of the song.
Everywhere.
You got to go backwards. That's the very play right there.
Yeah, we'll start from right here.
Dude.
Hey.
You want me to come down there and do it?
You might have to.
It's sassified.
All right, just
because when she gets sassified, she started calling my name.
Oh, yeah.
She said, Clarence Carter, Clarence Carter, Clarence Carter, Clarence Carter. Ooh, shit, Clarence
listen, stop it. I wish my name was Clarence Carter. Well, I'm serious. Listen, my name is Ryan Garazunas. Can you imagine? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ryan Garazunas. It just doesn't work. I wish I had a cool name like Clarence Carter.
You need a lovemaking name.
I need a lovemaking name.
You know how people have stage names? You have it won't be a true porn name, but it'll be a lovemaking name.
Buck Naked. We'll work on that. I'm going to work on that. All right, go ahead.
The other night I was stroking my woman, and it got so good to her. You know what she told me? Let me tell you what she told me. She said, stroke it, Clarence Carter, but don't stroke so fast. If my stuff ain't tight enough, you can stick it up my... I be stroking.
It's a great word.
I be stroking. I stroke it to the east, and I stroke it to the west. I stroke it to the woman that I love the best. I be stroking. I be stroking. I be stroking. Yeah. I be stroking. I stroke it to the north. I stroke it to the south. I stroke it everywhere. I even stroke it with my... I be stroking. I be stroking.
Strokin', the late Clarence Carter. Everybody, that was the first song reaction on the show. Again, experiment with a few things. A little
Little hiccup there.
A little separation of the monotony, Mike. But again,
Yeah.
if you enjoyed that, let us know. We listen. To answer some of the comments here, there's plenty of songs that could be a lot of fun. I can promise you, it's not going to get boring. We're going to keep the songs interesting if we do continue on. But guys, if you didn't love Clarence Carter, if you didn't know who he was, at least you know now. I did get some information from him about him on the board as the video went on. But there you go, Mike. What is your thought hearing Strokin by Clarence Carter?
I love it. It's like there's words of wisdom in there.
There are words of wisdom in there.
And, you just don't want to go in and just you got to change it up, different angles.
See, that's the difference that's a difference between a guy that has a cool name like Clarence Carter and a guy that has a name like mine.
Yeah,
Clarence Carter strokes it. Ryan Garazzutis goes.
He's just flopping around on top of her like a harpy on a boat. Yeah, this is good training for everyone to hear.
Yeah.
Pay attention to it. It was great. I was not expecting the if it's not tight enough for you, sticking up my woo. That was great. That came out of left field. I love it.
Classic.
Classic. It was great. And like you said, this sounds like a song that will be out now.
Absolutely.
Not 1986.
Until today, people don't write like this, Mike. This song, classic, in my opinion. Classic.
He has the beat was great.
Yeah. And
I'm white. I'm off beat. Don't judge me. The voice. That's what I was going to say too. The voice was perfect for it. You can't have someone like me singing that song.
No.
You got to have someone who has some bass in their voice. It was great from start to finish. I loved it. It might go in the rotation.
All right, let's get back to the board, guys. I just want to see what's going on with everybody, how you guys felt about today's experiment, if you will. Let's get back on the board. Dude, he said this. We'll be able to stop the run. Let's go here to Steel Loyal. Mark, you're going to be real upset when JPJ gets extended. I just wanted to get past them so I didn't miss them. Let's go down a little bit here. Tortilla says it's a banger. Steel Loyal said, yes, you would be. You're the only Steeler fan I've seen talking about JPJ getting traded. Let's scoot down past that. Mark Malone, how is it apparent? Let me get down here to where we're talking about some Clarence Carter, Mike. Steel Loyal, Beck, lover, somber. Yeah, we're just say fucking now. We just say fucking now. But again, doesn't this make it a little more entertaining? I think that the F word, we may have overused that. I don't know. Just a thought. Beck lovers with Ty is saying, oh, yes, I really wanted Beck. Tortilla says this. Summer bop. Steel Loyal. Mark made his way onto his ignore list. Uh-oh, Mike.
Uh-oh. I do like Tortilla saying he's going to sing this song while he's drunk now.
All right, I like that. I like to see that. Tortilla, Tyrone, shake my fucking head. Lindsay says I walk away, come back and see the couch comment. Ty, of course. Somber says I got caught stroking on the beach in Cancun. You got caught. That's pretty ballsy. You know what? I dig. The beach actually sounds pretty funny. Let's scoot along right here. Paid the fucker off. Somber said he paid the dude off. There you go. Lindsay says, stop giving false hope. Tyrone says this. Let him dream. Tortilla, Robin Williams lyrics.
I think we have to, start saving up for the Tater and Lindsay wedding. That sounds like it's coming around the corner.
We could try. I do want to say we could start contributing because Tortilla, I do want to say thank you for the super chat. Tortilla says play this song instead of Renegade. Mike, that $2 could go into the Tater Lindsay wedding fund. That'll go right into that.
Yes. I agree. And that's where it should go. And I also agree too. We should play this instead of Renegade. This would get the fans fired up. It would get the other team confused. Perfect.
Let's go down here where Mike Nem says this was a huge song in a honky tonk when dancing. Also, Vegas says Bobby, Jimmy, and the Critters had a song named Roaches, a parody of off of the song Rumors. It was funny as fuck, Vegas says. We'll have to check it out again. Anything else that you think would be fun to do, let us know. Again, we're just testing the waters. Tyrone asked what year that song came out. That was a 1986 song, which I was in the ballpark with my memory, but Mark Malone confirmed the date there. Mark Malone says he was pretty old even then. Yes, he was. Of course, he just passed away last week. Tyrone says Tater plays this song for Lindsay.
It's
Mike
funny though. I played for his mom. I think that's where he heard it from.
Yeah. Right here, Mike Nem says he had some other. Yes, for sure. Clarence Carter, loved him. Let's scoot down here. Right here, Chris, I was alive for the creation. Yes, Somber, you were alive. Lindsay, oh my God, Mark Malone. He was like 50 when this was released. Tyrone says I wasn't even thought of until 15 years later. Maybe he was a contributor. You don't know. Maybe Ty. Let's go to Mike Nem. I'm sorry. Okay, you did get that. Several other colorful tunes as well. Absolutely love The Great Late. Clarence Carter. Vegas says this song sold 2,800. Somber says looking at the album cover, Buddy might be capping. Vegas says he watched a porn and made this song. Vegas says she probably sounded just like him. Tyrone, y'all got to play YB next. What is YB? I'm sorry. Young. You tried to tell me this before. Who is YB, Mike? Young Buck, Young Blood.
Oh, I can't remember.
Fill us in on that. Guys. Would maybe consider. Also, Somber says, please, God, no. Lindsay says, please, no. Right here, again, thank you to Tortilla. Mark Malone. Mike was too busy listening to Boy George. There you go. Mike is listening to Boy George and Duran Duran.
Voices of the generation.
Vegas says this. Vegas says Vanilla sings "Can You Stand the Rain" as he gives her a golden shower.
Oh, that's nasty.
A golden shower.
Nasty.
Yeah, nasty. Somber, one of those songs that you listen to once in a lifetime. You got to be in the mood. You definitely got to be in a mood for some Clarence Carter. Vegas says this. Vegas says they don't even play this they don't even play this song at orgies.
Well, you sounds like you got to get to some better orgies, brother. Vanilla Thunder should be back tomorrow. He'll hook you up on some good orgies.
A few more guys, and we'll get back to Steeler talk. I promise. I promise. Again, it was a little to break up the monotony a little bit. It's off season. We've all been busting it hard all off season, guys. So again, a little fun today. Lindsay says this. I stuck up for you yesterday. Robert Kirkpatrick. Will TJ?
I'm sorry, Lindsay.
Robert Kirkpatrick says, will TJ have a return to prior form? You know what? That's a great question, Robert. We're all hoping so. Then Lindsay, I stuck up for you yesterday. Somber Tater about the upgrade from a couch to a Jeep. Vegas. Christine says this. I was outside working on my truck and I come in and y'all were talking about stroking it.
She sensed it. She sensed a hot topic was coming up. She's like, I got to get in.
Tortilla says Terry Bradshaw was definitely singing this song. Somber Christine acting like she's surprised. Tyrone, Deshaun Watson plays this song in his appointments. This is the waiting music at the Deshaun Watson massage parlor. Let's go. Young Brown, Tortilla says also Young Brown. Hold on. Wait. Young Brown. Okay. I will check into that. Thank you for that. Christine says we did karaoke to Strokin' it a couple weeks ago. So there you go. Christine was already in the Clarence Carter. Oh shit, Clarence Carter mode. Let's go right here to Han John. He says, I was in the U.S. Air Force at the age of 20, October 21st. I want to thank you for your service, of course, to Han John. Lindsay said, a fucking loser. Tyrone said, NBA Youngboy, they hate the GOAT, but I was just joking. It's all good, bro. It's all good. We'll check it out. Right here, Mark Malone said, young bunghole. Tyrone, Christine, Lindsay. That comment was for YB. Tyrone, Christine. What's wrong with Boy George? Why? Do you really want to hurt me like that? Do you really want to make me cry? Mike, Boy George.
Boy George, man. Voice of it. I don't know much of his music, to be honest. I heard a couple songs. Like, I can listen to this in the background.
The voice of a very, very strange angel, I would say. But
Exactly.
there you go.
Exactly.
Nonetheless, let's scoot along here real quick, guys. Again, back to the Steelers scoop in just a moment. I don't want to leave anybody out of their thoughts of this song. He says, Tortilla, we've been what all season? Christine says, I did. I missed all the fun stuff. Darn it. LOL. Christine out working on the truck. Let's go right here to Steel Loyal. I'm riding a horse listening to y'all right now. That song really fits. Let's go here. Somber Loyal. Tyrone, don't listen to Tortilla. It's NBA Youngboy. Mark Malone. Is it a Sibian? Still Loyal. Lindsay says, poor horse. Had to hear that. And oh, here it is. Still Loyal. AirPods. LOL. He's safe. Corey says this before I head out here for the day. In case I don't catch you guys tomorrow, Monday, I'll be doing my episode on the missing scientist. I love this topic, and I can't wait. On the missing scientists for NASA and other nuclear sites in New Mexico, guys, almost 15, I think, now they're up to scientists disappearing and dying in mysterious ways. Suicides with 3 shots to the back of the head. You know, these kind of things, guys, disappearing right now at a rapid pace. Here to Ty. Ty says this. Ty says, horses are cool as fuck. I got to ride one once when I was a kid. I thought I was going to fall off. Corey says, don't miss it. It's going to shed light on. I'm very interested in that, Core. I'm wondering what the hell's going on with that. It's something is happening. Lindsay says, no horses' ears were harmed. That's great news. And these last few guys, we're going to get back into the black and the gold. Mike, we're going to put our pads back on at this halftime, get back out there, play the second half. Tater has horse ears. Tortilla says Tater has horse ears. Lindsay, Tater couch is harmed. Lindsay says Tyrone, stop. JPJ sucks. And finally, Tortilla says Tater and JPJ are stroking on Tater's couch right now, guys. Mike, we did it. There it is. Reaction. Clarence Carter. I hope maybe this opened some doors and maybe
hopefully it was fun, like especially this time of the year, man. Like you said, to break up the monotony, have a little fun with some Yinzer Stellar fans. Why not?
Absolutely.
Why not have some fun?
Absolutely, guys. Again, thank you. Let us know if you enjoyed it. We'll do more. Again, we're not going to let it get boring. It's going to be good songs, and it's going to be stuff that certainly will keep your attention. So let us know if you liked it. If not, we won't do it. But if you do, maybe we'll do one of these a week or something like that. So just let us know. Tyrone said, I did trolling today. Cody was gone, so I had to fill in. Where is that Cody anyway? I thought he would have really loved this song, Mike.
Maybe he felt like, some torta on the oil rig, and they're stroking.
Maybe. If anybody makes me think of stroking, it would be Cody. But there you have it, guys.
Whoa. You think of Cody and it makes you start stroking?
Yeah, no, but Somber says suggestions in the Discord would be funny. Absolutely, guys. You have any good suggestions? And again, make it as interesting as funny. The weirder, the crazier, the better. Again, let's move forward, guys. Pittsburgh Steelers time. Mike, right here. An analyst. I didn't get the analyst name, but this was what was said, Mike. Analyst questions the offensive line. Wouldn't be shocked if the Steelers finished in 4th place in the AFC North. Are you kidding me?
I've been hearing this for the past 7 years now, that we are going to finish last place.
I
we're
know.
going to be in shambles. We're going to be this. We're going to be that. We're in the 3rd, and it has yet to happen.
The
Steelers' offensive line is in shambles. Sayamalo was not as effective as he had been in the past. Dylan Cook has still played a decent amount of games last year to where he was better than Brojo in those games. Fatanu is only getting better. McCormick's only getting better. Frazier is still getting better, and he's already like the number 2 or number 3 rated guard in all of football. Center in all of football. So how is this line going to get worse? We got everyone in the NFL agreed that Pat Mears was not a great offensive line coach. Now you bring in Campton, who has really good experience. You bring in Jari Evans, a Hall of Famer who has a good track record as a coach. How is this line supposed to be worse than last year? Explain to me. Are they all going to just forget how to block? Did the men in black come over and zap them in the eyes and go, oh, you guys are lumberjacks, not offensive linemen? What the fuck?
Again, just more of the same. And as Steeler fans, again, you kind of grow to learn this and accept this and just know that this is what it's going to be. You're going to hear the most ridiculous shit. Every year they're going to be like, well, you know what? The Browns, they have it. The Browns don't have shit. They're never going to be shit. They never were shit. Where did they even come off? Like, I guess you have to keep all the bases, all the fan bases happy in some way. And I think that's just a way to do it, of talking about how the Steelers are just not going to be good, which, again, depending on what you consider good, the Steelers are a very successful franchise, Mike. They've been for a long time. They've been recently, despite whether you think it or not. The Steelers, Mike, still wins more games than most teams in the league. So, again, it's just the love. It's just the hate. The jealousy that comes along that we've learned to accept many years ago. This is nothing new for Steeler fans, guys. But at the end of the day, I guess you just can't go on and on and on and on and on and on and on as much as we would like about our team is the best, and they have more championships than anybody else. Again, 31 other fan bases will be turned away. So at the end of the day, we learn to accept it. We know what it is, how fucking stupid a lot of these, and that's why I make a point to talk about them on the show, Mike. Every time I do see something ridiculous, I make sure to bring it up because I think it's talk worthy, just to kind of let Steeler Nation understand this is what it is. It's never changed. It's been this way since the 70s.
Yeah, like it's just easy just to attack Steelers, because like I always say, they know we're going to respond. But how can you, in your right mind, look and say this offensive line is going to be worse? You can say they might take a step back at maybe one of the guard positions because you got Sayabalo out and you got some unproven guys there. Yeah, that would be a legitimate take, but that's not going to cause outrage. That's not going to cause people to rant and rave and react to it. But the truth is, it's literally there might be a slight step back early, but if Max can come in and play and beat Cook out, that's an upgrade over Jones and Cook. If Dunker could come in and outproduce Sayamalo, and there's Brock Hoffman as well in that mix at guard too. So no, to just say they're going to be so bad and we're going to finish last in the division. How well did these other teams improve? You're hearing all the reports.
When was the last time that we actually did finish it? I'm like, I can't even begin to think. When the hell we might have even the last time? Please, if you would. When the last time the Steelers finished last place? I'm curious. I wouldn't even think that it would have been in those late 90s years when we fell under 500 for a couple of seasons. You had the 6 and the 10. I also think there was an 8 and 8. When was the last time the Steelers finished in last place? Mike is looking that up right now. I'm going to go to Christine real quick. She says, has anyone looked at the Ravens schedule? They're going 9 and 8 at the ceiling, but it looks more like an 8 and 9 to me. Again, this is a Ravens team too, Christine, that they underachieve constantly. Was picked to win the division last year, starting out 1 and 5, if you remember, after the first 6 weeks of the season. So, Mike, you please inform us, what is the last time the Steelers finished in last place? By your response, I think this is going to be good.
Yeah, the Steelers finished last place in their division during the 1988 season, compiling a 5-11 record in the old AFC Central. The Steelers have never finished last place in the AFC North, which was created following the NFL realignment in 2022.
Tater, where are you? Where the hell? I bet you he left. 1988 was the last time the Steelers finished in last place. And, Mike, I swear to you, for the past 38 years, they've been telling us that the Steelers are going to finish in last place.
Right? And that is insane.
Oh, man. That's even better
38 years. I'm sorry. I had to break out the calculator.
Isn't that what I just said? But anyway, yes, exactly.
Oh, my bad. Dude, you know how many numbers they danced in my head. Yeah. I couldn't get a lock on it, so I wanted to double check for myself. But that is insane.
1988. I remember being a kid. I was 10 years old. I was 10. Mike, I'm going to be 50 in a couple years. I was 10 the last time the Steelers. 10.
Right.
I had no cubes. 8. I had I was a little kid. I was still shitting myself probably. Eating my boogers. You know what I mean? Things of 10. Mike, you weren't even born yet probably.
I was 8 years. I'm a youngin. I was youngin. I was not born until 2000.
Unbelievable. 1988.
Yeah, I was 8 years old, man.
Hold on. Who's white, Vegas? I'm not sure. I don't know what's going on. We'll get to you guys in just a moment. 1988, guys, the very last time the Steelers finished in last. So put that into perspective again. every year since we've been talking, all of us together, we've been being told that our team was going to finish in last place in the division. So there you go. Do what you want with that, Mike. Thank you for looking that up.
Yep.
I feel better now. I didn't know it was going to be that far back. I just Christine said I could have been used as a babysitter. All right, let's go right here. 1988. I have a football statue. Like, you know those things like you get when you get your picture taken when you play sports as a kid, and like they do the one where they take you and make a little statue. I literally have one from 1988. My white jersey. I could picture it in my head. If I was 10 years old, that's the last time the Steelers had finished in last place. So there you go, guys. Let's move on. Mike, talking about the offensive line briefly. The Steelers, a little bit of talk lately about running with only 8 people. 8 offensive linemen on the roster, Mike. This has been speculated over the past day or two. You know anything about this conversation? I don't know a lot. I've seen the headline, and I was hoping maybe you could help me along trying to understand why they're talking about possibly only running with 8 offensive linemen on our 53.
Could it be to sneak on 4 quarterbacks?
Very well might be.
And maybe in putting some of these lower end guys, see if they can sneak him back onto the practice squad, because you figure like Brojo, let's just count him, he'll be on like physically unable to perform IR. So that leaves you with, you're probably gonna have Dylan Cook, Spencer Anderson, Frazier, McCormick, Fatanu, obviously Max, Jennings, Dunker, 7. Now you're looking at, okay, do you want Ryan McCollum or Brock Hoffman? Hoffman provides more flexibility, so he might be the 8th man, and then everyone else is cut and see who can fit onto the practice squad. And do they want to go maybe an extra wide receiver, extra running back, extra quarterback? We don't know. It's going to be strange to see how they are. Not strange. It's going to be interesting to see how they construct this roster, because we kind of knew what Mike Tomlin, the amount of players from each position that were going to make the team for the most part. Now is Mike McCarthy. They do things differently, so it's going to be interesting. But I think it might be a way to have an extra skill player, an extra quarterback on.
Yeah, that's interesting. Again, I'm going to read the article more. As I was gathering headlines this morning to talk about, I saw that, and Mike, that makes a great deal of sense. Again, talking about going with only 8 offensive linemen on the roster, which again, at the end of the day, throw the extra guy on the practice squad if you need to make adjustments during the season. That's fine. Having 53 out of your 53, Mike, having 8, I don't know if this is a problem. I think it's a little abnormal. But at the end of the day, if that's what you're doing it for, is to have that extra QB on your 53, I could agree with that, and it makes a lot of sense. Let's move on. Mike, this is something that let's talk about this offense for a little bit longer. Then we're getting into the defense as more toward the end of the show. A lot of things to talk about still. Right here, this was Mike McCarthy's comment, Mike, when asked about his young wide receivers, including Roman Wilson, Mike. He says, quote, "They're crushing it. Feeling really good about the way his young wide receivers are playing, Mike. Roman Wilson even included in this conversation. He says they're crushing it. I cannot wait to see us passing the ball around the football field. I cannot wait to see wide receivers making plays for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike. It's going to be so fun." And again, right now, Mike McCarthy's talking about these young guys crushing it. I think that all just falls into the mindset, the vibe, the optimism that the Steelers are at OTAs with right now. And again, I can't wait to see this translate over to the field. I cannot wait to see these young guys get out there and do their thing.
Yeah, because Jeremy, like we said after the draft, man, might be the steal of the draft right there.
That's what I'm hearing.
Dude's looking really good. Everything you hear about him has been nothing but positive from all the players too. Like even DK Metcalf saying he's asking all the right questions, doing all the right things. You like to hear that, and he seems to be that kind of guy. Like once he hears something, sees it, he knows how to do it. There's no, I have to work on it a couple times or a couple days to get it. He seems like he's a quick processor, absorbs everything quickly.
That's what I'm
Roman Wilson. We've seen the talent there. Hopefully this clean slate works for him and getting him fresh in there. There's been videos out there of Aaron Rodgers throwing him the ball in these OTAs. That change to number 14 was a big brain IQ play by Roman Wilson.
He's thinking, hey, man,
it's Kenny G.
If Aaron looks over and thinks KG's there, he might throw me the ball.
But no, I think there's a lot to be excited by those young guys. And, I want to see how they mix in Norwegian as well in that receiving core. What he can do. And don't forget, man, you got the two vets.
Absolutely.
Like we talked about yesterday, man. If like our vets top out at like, oh, they only hit like 800 yards, 900 yards this year, I anticipate the reason why is because the tight ends will have a lot of yardage, but these younger guys are going to become favorite targets of Aaron Rodgers because he knows I can get the ball out of my hand quick and they will make a play happen for me.
Absolutely, Mike. Also, a little bit more on this offense. I want to talk about not the receivers, but we mentioned just a moment ago about having an extra quarterback. Mason Rudolph, amidst the Steelers are limiting his reps, Mike. As at this point, of course, another headline that I did have here. Let me see if I could find it. Oh boy, I don't know where it went, Mike. But also, I did read that the Steelers are not ruling out a summer trade. Mike, what's realistically how does the quarterback room realistically look to you? Again, Mike, they're not ruling out a summer trade. I don't know what that means. I mean, there's a couple names that you could speculate at the end of the day, but Rudolph, Mike, saying that they are limiting his reps. Is Roman Wilson here this season? Do you think they might move him, Mike?
Roman or Mason?
I'm sorry, Mason. Mason Rudolph.
No, you're good. Never say never, but I can see why they would limit his snaps. They wouldn't get the young guys as much work in as they can. Mason's a known quantity but even he's surprising McCarthy by
I know
he's like, hey, I didn't realize how lively his arm was.
I know
it. Maybe the relationship between Aaron and Rudolph is really good. He trusts him as his second set of eyes coming off the field. Talking about what they're seeing out there, that plays a huge part in it too. And maybe, like I said, they want to get these young guys a lot of snaps because they know later in the season those snaps are going to go away. Just see what you can now out of them. Talk up Howard, talk up Mason Rudolph in the media. Let the media do the work for you to say, hey, these guys are having good camps. These guys are having great OTAs. Oh man, they're great in the room. Oh man, we want to keep all four of them. You're inflating their value to where you can trade one of those two guys. And
it's a business all year around, ain't it, Mike?
It is, yeah. And it's not unusual to go with younger guys to be your backup quarterbacks. It happens. But if you have a veteran and if you have an owner whose stated purpose is, I want to win now, and if he's not sold on a Will Howard to be your number two, he might be the odd man out who gets traded because the owner, the one who's signing everyone's paychecks, might say, hey, I want this older veteran backup here over one of these young guys.
It's going to be interesting, Mike. I did find, as a matter of fact, the headline I was looking for, Steelers not ruling out another surprising summertime trade. So that was the headline I was referring to with this. So again, very interesting, Mike. We'll certainly be keeping our eye on that. But as you said, as we were saying, it's a business all year round. So if it's this reason and they're talking this, about possibility of Mason being traded, it's all Mike, this is all thought out. These people are doing hard work. They get paid a lot of money to do what they do. And again, we will certainly keep our eye on it. All the things that Omar Khan has done. I do want to say this, Mike. Aaron Rodgers told Omar Khan to interview Mike McCarthy. So at the end of the day, everybody that was saying, these guys, they hate each other. They're at each other's necks. I don't doubt that they were like that at one time. But even Mike, the makeup of this team, Aaron Rodgers, throughout the process, he recommended that we would even interview Mike McCarthy. So again, everything really feels it's coming together. Everywhere where there was a something sticking out, Mike, it's all starting to smooth out. This Pittsburgh Steelers thing is starting to smooth out, and I love it. I love it because this is a good time for everything to start feeling smooth.
Yeah, and I like how Rodgers too is like he just threw it out there as a suggestion, not saying, hey, if you get him, I'm definitely coming back. It's like, hey, Mike T's gone. Mike McCarthy, man, he and I had success together. May not have been best friends when we last worked together, but hey, if you're looking for someone to carry on what has been done, but also make better, this guy might be worth a shot. Because even Rodgers even said it was not a guarantee he was coming back this year. So it wasn't like he's like telling the team, hey, you get McCarthy, I'm coming. It was just, putting faith into him. And it shows how much like this organization embraced Rodgers, how much Rodgers embraced the Steelers to recommend someone like someone competent to come over and carry on that Steelers
because
coaching
it kind of shows you that Aaron cares in a way, because people that like myself, I'm in the boat where I'm saying, he's going back to Green Bay and retiring a Packer, which is all true, where he'd done many great things, but at the end of the day, he's showing that he is a true leader in a sense, Mike. He's concerned about the team again, the recommendation, yada yada yada, everything that you just said, Mike. It's that time. We're rounding third on the show. It's time to get to the defense. Just a couple of things to talk about as far as defense today, Mike. But here is a question. I think a age-old question. How can you have the highest paid defense year after year after year and still underachieve, Mike? As the money that goes into this defense, every year they're the top most paid defense. Every year they're the second most paid defense. How could the defense continue to shit the bed when you pay them the most money? It doesn't make any sense to me, Mike. I think that Patrick Graham, I hope, listen, I don't know because I don't know Coach Graham. I just know that he was the Raiders DC. At the end of the day, I just, another thing that I'm just craving is a Steeler fan. Not only, like as I said, on the offensive side of the ball, the receivers, making plays, but Mike, the defense, what it would be to see this defense be dominant again, to see this defense stopping you when we need to stop you, not being able to get off the field on third downs, not being able to, bend, don't break. Mike, I want to see this defense get back to where it was when we were proud of this defense. Mike, Patrick Graham, is he up to the task for making this defense great again after going years of being the highest paid defense and shit in the bed year after year? Do you like Patrick Graham, and how do you think this is going to play out on the defensive side of the ball this year?
I like what I'm hearing from him. How he's was saying last week or the week or earlier this week. Like I hear from the fans. You go out to dinner, like, hey, you better be great. The expectations are to get this defense back up to a like the steel curtain, to where we can call them the steel curtain. You have to get that back up there, and he's trying to make it, I don't want to say simplified, but make it a more uniform approach on defense, to where everyone has all the same calls. There's no more three layers of reading and reacting.
Mike, this
we
is
all
so
make
big.
We just all make one call.
Mike,
go out there and do it.
You and I were reading the same thing. Arvin said over the information this morning, and that's what he was saying. He was like, on all three levels, they were all making different calls. They were all doing different things. It was confusing under the Terrell Austin defense. Mike, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for Patrick Graham. I hope this defense gets turned around. I hope we can get back to shutting people down again, doing the things that Pittsburgh Steelers defenses love to do. But again, we're learning a lot of things, Mike, about that Terrell Austin defense. It was a lot that was a pretty bad that was going on in that. Again, Mike, they were setting things up where they wanted Cam to make a play, or they wanted TJ to make a play, and they were kind of throwing everything else to the wind when it came to those particular setups, schemes, or whatnot. But Mike, at the end of the day, the communication seems to be the one thing I continuously hear, and that was the one thing I was kind of hoping that would come out of your mouth, is because that communication is so big on defense. You got to be talking, communicating. You got to know what the hell's going on. If you don't, teams are going to continue to move the ball on you. I love this. I listen to my ears. Patrick Graham, it's like angels singing at this point. I hope we can get the best out of the highest paid defense for once, Mike. At least get us in the top three as far as the ways defense go. I'm going to say right now, I see Jamal saying, I do want to say, what's up, brother? He's saying, like those getting off the fields on third and longs, or teams getting first downs on third and longs, things like this, that has to stop. You're not the best defense. You're not even considered a top defense if you can't get off the field on third and longs consistently, Mike. That has to change. Come on, Coach Graham.
Yeah, and for what we're hearing from Coach Graham and what's being leaked probably from Coach Graham to media and to certain people about what was done here and the talent that we have and the way he's performed with less talent, like top five should be the floor.
I
And
agree.
I think Somber said that. And
Otherwise,
that's a fair
stop paying all
expectation.
the money out. Take the money and move it to
Exactly.
the offensive side of the ball so you
Yeah.
can score more points than the other team.
Yeah.
My thing is this, if you're giving your team, your defense, all this money and they continue to let you down, then stop. Give your money to some skill players on offense. Then you're going to go out and outscore the other team, opposed to depending on your defense. Mike, it just doesn't make sense. Again, I hope Patrick Graham gets it back to where we want it to be. But again, if that's not the case, then you got to go spend money elsewhere. This is just not working, Mike. It's just hasn't been working. And this is why I'm relying heavily on Coach Graham.
Yeah, and it has to be there. And if he can design a defense that can cover a tight end in the middle of the field and running backs out of the flat,
you're going to get a statue.
He will have done something that Dom Capers, Dick LeBeau, Mike Tomlin, all these other defensive coaches have never been able to do in 45 years of me watching the Steelers, is cover the middle of the tight end in the middle of the field and a running back in the flat. If he can do that, he's a legend.
At Acrisure Stadium, he'll have a statue next year if he can stop the pass over.
I will kick over Franco Harris' statue in the airport.
Well, only because he's a Penn State guy. Yes, I agree.
And put a statue of Graham in the airport.
Every time I walk, I mean, I love Franco. He's one of the greatest Steelers.
I know, right?
Whenever I see that statue, I kick it. I kick its leg because I know he's a Penn State guy. I kick it every time. My couple more things, and we are going to, again, we were just at that part of the show. Let's go right here. Jaquan Brisker gushes, Mike. He's gushing over the talent at all levels on this defense. Jaquan Brisker, of course, from right here in Pittsburgh, coming back from the Bears, Mike, this offseason. Brisker's gushing over the talent at all levels. Mike says this is going to be a dangerous group. Now, again, bear with me before you answer this.
Right.
Respond. This was what was being said last year.
Right.
Greatest defense ever. We're going to be setting records. We're going to be doing things that's never been done. Now, that wasn't the case. However, we were in a different system. However, we were under different coaches. However, we were under, for the most part, basically the same personnel, but we did add some key additions, of course, this offseason, Mike. Is there a reason to be more optimistic this year by what Jaquan is saying, or should we be a little sus and say, you know what, we just went through this?
Yeah, we did just go through this, and the middle of the defense is still a question mark.
I agree.
It's still a question mark. I get where he's coming from. There's a lot of talent, and not just one guy in each position group. You know, to where there's like three guys to go, oh my God, we got three guys. There's multiple guys at like the secondary is filled with really good players. D-line, Cam, Derek Harmon, really good players. Benton shows flashes, Whitey Black flashes. Linebackers, Watt, Highsmith, Herbig. Even PQ and Peyton Wilson show flashes, but the middle linebackers and like your nose position, a little sus on the interior right there. But I get where Brisker's coming from. I do say we have to be a top 5 defense, but the thing that we might have to tamper expectations with is the middle of the defense.
I agree. Mikey, the thing was that was my complaint all year. If you ask me about our biggest question mark, as I did before the reaction video, I would say the middle of that defense. Inside linebackers, 3 down linemen on the defensive line. But again, you get Harmon, Mike. He's healthy. He's back playing. That has me feeling good. And again, under a new coaching staff, they weren't able to communicate under the last defensive coordinator. So this should, in theory, be a big fix for the middle of the field. So that is that, Mike. I'm going to get back to the board here. I do want to say one more thing. Week 18, as we're just at this part of the show. Let's call this week 18. This part of the show, Mike. Week 18, the Steelers versus Baltimore every year. Isn't this a treat?
I love it.
To football fans.
I love it.
You could throw out there the Kansas Cities and the Denvers and even the Dallases versus the Philly. But at the end of the day, Mike, isn't it a real treat for football fans, for the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens to face off, usually with something on the line, division-wise, playoff-wise? What a treat. That's all I wanted to kind of say, Mike, to just wrap up this part of the show today. Don't you feel that game is a treat every year?
I do. To me, it's the best rivalry in football. You see on Twitter, the Falcons, the Saints. I saw someone complaining about, rivalry games might be played international. So they were complaining about, the Steelers, Ravens. And then they brought up, oh my God, what about the legendary matchup of the Vikings and the Packers? I'm like, who the fuck cares about the Vikings and Packers? Like, it's Steelers, Ravens that rivalry has been dominating the NFL since it became a rivalry. it always means something. These two fight for the division title just about every year. Every once in a while, the Bengals sneak in. But really, it literally comes down to those two teams. And then those two teams usually do well in the playoffs historically. It's the best rivalry in football. It's the most physical rivalry in football. But it's also the best because the players may hate each other, but they respect each other. You don't see any cheap shots. You don't see anyone trying to be dirty. They play the game the right way. That's why it's the best rivalry in football.
Guys, one more thing. We're going to get into the question of the day. Aaron Rodgers, if he plays 75% of the season snaps this year, he could earn $625,000 as a bonus with a wild card win, Mike. So he has to play 75% of the snaps this year, but then he's eligible for these bonuses. If they win a wild card game, he could earn $625,000. If he wins a divisional round, he could win an additional $625,000, and that goes the same for the AFC Championship and the Super Bowl. So Aaron has, some motivation to maybe want to go off in a high note, Mike, on top of the ego. A lot of money involved at the end of the day. Aaron Rodgers, this could make him just be the big story again, and I think he likes that. So maybe, just maybe, we get one of these runs, as we talk about the Jerome Bettis run at the end of the Super Bowl 40 season. So that would be nice. It'd be great for all of us here in Pittsburgh. But Mike, it's great too, telling everybody about the website,
the2dumyinzers.com. Check it out, everyone. Yeah, you got Steeler news of the day, the NFL news of the day over there. We got the merch store. We got links to all of our social media over there for Ryan and I stuff. I'm going to do a shameless little plug for Vanilla Thunder. Vanilla Thunder, I'm having a lot of Thunder's having a
you ought to see the ego with this guy. The ego with Vanilla Thunder. Every day now with the pictures on the thumbnails, and every day with the
Thunder. He has a bit of an ego. We're trying to stamp it down, but brother's running wild. Some people are liking it. So V Thunder 6969. Check that whack job out on Twitter. He's a nut.
I think we're getting into Hollywood derpy territory here.
I know. Yeah,
I didn't want to say anything, but geez, oh man.
You notice Thunder's appearances are getting further and
keeping the value up. I understand, guys.
He's a nut, though, man.
Listen, Mike, I would let you explain this, but I do know the time situation as always, and I don't want to.
Oh shit, my bad.
Yeah, I don't want to screw you ultimately.
I'm sorry, brother.
Yes, do check him out on YouTube. I'm sorry, on Twitter, on X, formerly known as Twitter. Vanilla Thunder has been quite active lately. All right, guys, time to get into the question of the day. This is going to be about the song Renegade. Oh, wow. Today is a music day on the show. That is the theme. Guys, put on your thinking caps. Mike, put your thinking caps on as well. Time for question of the day. This is about our song here, the Steelers song Renegade. Question of the day. Here we go. What year did the Steelers start playing Renegade? That's all. Plain simple. Today is a music question. What year did the Steelers start officially using the song Renegade? Now, there's tiers to this answer, and I'll explain that when it's all said and done. But if you give me any part of the correct answer, you'll be right. But again, it was kind of introduced, and then it got popular, and then it became the official. So at any of these years, guys, do feel free to throw up a guess. If you have it, maybe you might know. Throw it up on the board as well. Guys, again, we're looking for what year did the Steelers start using the song Renegade? Take a minute to think that over. We're live 5 days a week right here, Monday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. to 2:33 o'clock p.m. every day right here on the Tube.
On Tube.
Mike, I'm seeing 1997. Lindsay's saying, but she's not quite sure. What's your thought process on the song Renegade? 1990, Tyrone is saying.
When I was dating Nine Fingers of Fury, she bought me, my dad and I, Steeler tickets. And they started playing Renegade. My dad's like, what's going on? And I think they just started this not too long ago. So I would say 2007, 2008.
2007, 2008. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put you down as that. And again, as I explained before, I'm going to give you the leeway to say 2007, 2008. But let me lock you in place, Mike, because that is your final answer. On the board, I'm seeing Lindsay saying 97. She's not quite sure. Ty's saying 1990. Christopher, what's up, dude? Always great seeing Chris. And I do want to say Jamal as well. I didn't get a chance to talk to Jamal, but I see you in the house, bro. Also, Christopher is saying 1998. Tortilla, 1969. Steel Loyals, he's saying 2003. Christine, she says they played a little bit in 2001 and 02, but they started playing it all the time in 03. That's pretty detailed. So, again, Mike's answer was 02, 03. correct? That's what you said?
No, I said 0708.
0708. I'm sorry. Oh, that's right. Okay, gotcha. 0708. Guys, that is the final answer. The question of the day. Take another moment to put your answer up or throw a guess up if you think that you know it. Mike, 0708 is where you're at. All right, question of the day. Here we go. What year did the Steelers start using Renegade is their song? And this could be correct on a couple different answers. I'll tell you why when it's all said and done. The answer is, Mike, what year did the Steelers start using Renegade as their song? They started using it, like Christine said, in 01. And then in 02, they started using it. They used it after during the Cleveland Browns playoff game that we beat the Browns that year. And then finally in 08, it became our official song. So pretty accurate on that, Mike. But if you would have got any of those dates, I would have said correct. So, Mike, on the 08, you did get that correct. So 01, they used it. 02, they started to take it serious. And then again, a few years later, that's when it became the official third quarter song every home game when the defense is on the field. So great job, guys. Great job on that. A few things before we do get ready to wrap it up, Mike. I'm very aware of your times, so let me do my thing and we'll get you out of here. How's that sound?
Yeah, it sounds good, brother.
All right, guys. I do want to say this. I want to say, do take the time to check out our sponsor, the people at Duquesne Pilsner. They always love to help us out with promotion, and we like to do the same thing for them. So do check out Duquesne Pilsner, Mike. Now available in Giant Eagle in 6 and 12 packs, and wherever cases are sold. They always are on board with doing things with us for for promotion. I'm sorry, we just ask maybe if you swing by, check them out, hit the follow button. If you're not a big drinker, that's the best way to go. Get online and support them that way. Otherwise, get out and get yourself some beer. Mike, we also can be found. I'm sorry. I do want to say, Mike, we always have it on tap here in the studio in case we need it made right here in Pittsburgh. And it says on the can, grab a Duke.
Grab a Duke.
Also, Mike, you can check us also out on social media as well. We're on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Threads, and even TikTok. Swing by, hit the follow button. Keep up with what's going on with the two Dum Yinzers on a day-to-day basis. And finally, if you have not had the chance yet, do hit the like button down below if you would, guys. Hit the like, the sub, the share, the comment. It all helps out in the algorithm. It just pushes it out. We get some more eyes. And guys, we appreciate it all. We thank you so much. I'm going to just kind of fly through a couple messages here again because of the time. I apologize. I'm going to read them all. You know that I do it every single day. Let me grab a few of these, and then we are going to start wrapping it up. Lindsay says, got that kick on video. Still crazy. You saw that live. Let's scoot down here. Tyrone, take some of the money, give it to A-Rod. We were talking about the money, of course, paid on defense out. Christine said they played a little bit. Okay, that was her answer. Christine did go on to say that wild card game with Cleveland with that interception and everybody started. But I have a funny story about that particular game, but I'm not going to get to it today. If you remind me tomorrow, it had something to do with fluid busting in my eyes. Take that as you want, but I'll fill you in on the full details tomorrow. That particular game, I can tell you exactly where I was, and I can say there was fluid busting in my eyes. Do what you want. I'll fill you in tomorrow. Tortilla says, wrap it up before you stroke it. I like that. Also, Tortilla, Lindsay, thanks, guys. Let's go here. Ty, great show, you bastards. We appreciate all you guys. Thank you so much. I do want to say this to everybody. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out and checking us out today. We do appreciate each and every one of you. We truly, honestly do. We wouldn't do it without you guys. Thank you so much. And gals, of course. I also want to say thank you to everybody on the board. You people on the board are amazing. We love you. You are as big as part of this show as anything. The show does ride on your voice, on the voice of Steeler Nation, baby. You do your thing. We always give you the props, guys. You are the lifeblood of this show. Thank you so much for what you do. You are the best. And finally, everybody that's at home, maybe you're at work or the gym, perhaps in the car, going from work to the gym, listening or watching the show, we thank you too, guys. We'll be back tomorrow to get back into it and to head into the weekend, Mike. A lot of sports going on with our Pittsburgh squads throughout the weekend. We'll touch on that tomorrow as we do wrap up the week. Finally, real quick, Mike, your thoughts today's show. We had a reaction today.
A great show. I like the reaction. We'll go back through and read your comments if we want to do it again. But I thought it was fun. But if you guys we'll take that under advisement.
Absolutely. I think people pretty much enjoyed it. We will continue to look into it. And again, I thought it was a lot of fun. And I think with the right material, it could be a blast moving forward. So again, thank you so much for that. We were certainly dipping our toes in the water. So we're going to look at that and see how that went. It was fun. It was fun, Mike. And I was happy to see your face listening to Stroke It by Clarence Carter for the first time. It was a treat for everybody. All right, Mike, I think that is it. Anything? Speak now, forever hold your peace. All right, coming back around. Thank you so much, everybody. You were great. We'll be back tomorrow. Hope to see everybody then at our regular time. Again, I will get into all these messages shortly after we go off the air. And again, remind me tomorrow to talk about that Cleveland game back in the early 2000s. For Finch, for Derpy, for RB, for Chop, for Mike, myself, and the two Dum Yinzers, everybody have a great Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.